Good afternoon from the Superbook.com sports desk. I am Joe Hunk. Around the NFL, if you have got a championship weekend involving your fantasy football team, pay attention because the Washington Commanders are going to be starting Sam Howell on Sunday against the Philadelphia Eagles. The Bears are going to be starting quarterback Nathan Peterman in place of Justin Fields on Sunday against the Vikings. Now, the Dolphins just had to sign a guy because they don't even know if they're going to have enough quarterbacks to be dressed out, because right now the Dolphins are being prepped to be without Tua Tagovailoa, without Teddy Bridgewater, and it may come down to either Skylar Thompson or quarterback Mike Glennon to be starting for the Dolphins in their game. Now in the NFL, I should say not the NFL, in college football, Jimbo Fisher decided, screw it, let's just have some fun. Bobby Petrino is now his offensive coordinator at Texas A&M and will take over the play calling duties. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, a flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Yo, what up, Nashville? 3HL is on the air. 104.5 is over it. Already with you on a beautiful Wednesday. What day is today? Wednesday in the neighborhood.
Hump day!
Thank you, Slay.
Oh, you're welcome.
So when I said that, Babs starts mouthing Wednesday. Meanwhile, Slay goes, Hump day!
That's right, yeah. Yeah, I'm here to let you know.
Different personalities right there.
What's up, Babsy? How are you?
What's up? I'm good. I am in the building.
They're going to be brawling in College Station at some point this year.
Oh, my goodness. How crazy is that?
Texas A&M coach Jimbo Fisher has hired Bobby Petrino to run the offense and call the plays.
Lord have mercy.
That's going to work really well.
Well, I mean, every coach, I shouldn't even say college football, is a control freak, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's why they're good at their jobs.
Especially that one.
Very
That
much so.
is going to be ugly.
You know he's going to walk over there at some point, like on the sideline or in the meeting room or wherever, on the practice field, and be like, hey, man, why don't we do this and this and this? And then Petrino's going to be like, hey, you hired me to run this offense.
Yeah.
Get the hell away from me.
Get out of my room. I got this.
That's definitely going to happen. I'll tell you somebody else is in the room, Ron Slay.
Oh, I'm in the building. Hey, I'm in the building. Best believe I'm in the building. Better get ready.
Listen.
I'm in the building. Hey, on the roof.
Time for the what?
Time for the show.
So Slay Dog's
I'm
been,
ready.
I like the
I'm
energy.
ready. Yeah, because you know what? I'm tired of it, Babs.
Slay Dog's been contemplating big life decision here.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
We'll let you in on it in just a little bit.
Okay. Because I was ready. Babs don't even know about this.
No,
I
he's been
don't yet.
consulting with reps and family and
Yep.
friends and people he doesn't even know. And
Yeah. Yep.
about a decision he needs to make in life.
This could
When
get
are we
interesting.
hitting that?
I don't know. He might release a statement. He might type
Make an
out a statement
announcement?
and put it on
Yeah.
Twitter.
Or I can just make an announcement.
You want to go ahead and do it?
Yeah, listen, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, man, hey, boys and girls, I appreciate all the love, man. All the love the Zone listeners have shown me, more so than anything going on each and every show, man. Starting out and, in the morning, hitting Buck show up a little bit, Blaine and Mickey, and then, coming on into 3HL, man. I'm gracious for the opportunity. After meeting with a couple reps, talking it over, praying on it, and, just taking the steps, I've come to a decision, man. And after long, hard thoughts and a process of prayer and having to get on my knees, outside of the engagement, I got on my knees. Yeah, I had to get on my knees and I had to come to Slay moment. And I just like to tell everybody, man, I'm coming back to work tomorrow. I'm coming to work tomorrow, Babs, and I would love if everybody respect my decision. I'm loving it. I want to come back tomorrow.
You, Aaron Rodgers.
Why? See, now that's a problem.
No, it's a problem because you just spent a minute and a half giving people a heart attack as they were driving up and down 65 going 5 miles per hour because of traffic.
Here's
You're
where this
not
came
hitting the transfer portal?
No, I'm coming back,
You're
Babs.
staying.
I'm coming back. I love this so much leading up to this point.
I appreciate the big, massive announcement for nothing.
Hey,
This is what's going on in the world.
seems like
This-
the end thing to do.
This is college football right now. This is
like-
the world we're living in.
Seems like the end thing to do, Babsy.
I was downstairs. Slay was like, "Hey man, this guy released a statement that he's coming back, and this guy released a statement that he's coming back." And I was like, "You should release a statement that you're coming
Yeah.
back."
And I'll be back tomorrow. Buffalo Wild Wings in Franklin.
I mean, this is where we are.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going to be every day.
How about the Alabama players though, on a stage
Yeah, see,
to make
What,
an announcement
the
that they're
Alabama players
leaving?
you mean the future first draft pick is leaving Alabama? I
Amazing.
cannot believe it.
Yeah, we needed that statement at a
Shocking.
table like you're in high
and
school in
another
the cafeteria.
a top five guy
Yeah.
following.
It's
I mean,
it's rectangle
yeah.
pizza day and corn,
Who
strangely.
knew?
Like, come on, y'all. We don't need, man. Y'all
We
do
don't
what y'all
need these
do.
announcements.
Y'all do what y'all do. I'm just telling you. I'm going to start coming with it, too.
The best announcements are the portal announcements, though, where they thank everybody emotionally for everything they ever did at that institution. But we're leaving.
But then they're like, screw you.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
going
leaving.
somewhere
Like,
else.
what?
I'm out.
Miami's got a brand new practice facility. I'm heading there.
I'm out.
But I'll hold you in my heart forever.
Right. I just won't hold you long enough to stay another year.
I'll never
One
let
more.
go, Jack.
Like, hey, dude. And I'm with it, y'all.
It's like Betty Davis.
Continue doing it because it's entertainment for me. I love reading them.
How many times was Betty Davis married? 7?
Really?
I mean, that goes way back, I know, but like, she
Betty
could
Davis
have.
from Golden Girls?
No.
Betty White.
That's Betty White. Rest in peace.
Yeah, that's my girl, too.
Betty White.
Who's Betty Davis?
She's got Betty Davis eyes.
That is not going to help
I'm
him.
going to say that.
Sorry, Mayor.
Did that help you?
Nope.
Oh, you're about to hear it. Betty
Beautiful
Davis.
as that was.
It's Kim Carnes. I think she lives in Nashville.
That's Betty Davis?
She was married 4 times. She divorced 3 times. She was widowed once.
Oh.
And then her other husband and one of her husbands just randomly died unexpectedly.
Just one? Because once you got more than one, there's a little bit of a red flag there.
Turned into Black Widow.
Yeah.
You're making them check out.
Bizarre
I
start
watch
to the
plenty
show.
of Datelines now.
Keith Morrison.
Dateline's
that
the best.
Pesky DNA.
Yeah. That was so good.
It was.
Dude, Dateline gets me though. Right afterwards, I'm always like, oh, gotta set the alarm.
Yeah, you got to watch. I
car.
always have to watch something else.
Here's
Yeah,
the
it'll get ya.
problem. Here's the problem with Dateline that Dateline has is that Keith Morrison is so good that if I see a Dateline with anybody else narrating the story, I don't watch it.
It's
At
not
all.
the same. Lester Holt does a good job nowadays.
He's okay. He wears that suit vest. I'm
Lester
like,
Holt, hit the transfer portal. Your
It is,
doesn't like
yeah. Sorry, Lester, you're done.
you. You got to go somewhere else.
Lester Holt could go to 48 Hours Mystery. give Keith Morrison some more run. I remember Dan Patrick had Keith Morrison on one time, and he
Did
was
he?
like, so Keith Morrison, for those that don't know, just Google it. He's like the older dude that narrates these Dateline things. It's like literally the greatest storyteller in the history of
And
storytelling.
he has just a great voice.
Yeah, he's like, the room doesn't lie. Oh, no.
That was really good.
You got it.
You're really good
Yeah.
at this.
All right, see y'all.
But you go.
Are you hitting the portal?
Look, you ain't even leave us no note.
That's how it should be done.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
That's
Just
the
get on
first
out
time. If that's the first time Babs ever told me I did anything good.
here.
No, I'm sure there was another time.
Day 4 of
Yeah,
2023.
this one time at band camp.
What is
Hang
it? So
Um,
who was it? Grayson McCall, the Coastal quarterback? Didn't he hit the portal and then come back?
He did.
Yep.
He hit the portal. He was
Played in the bowl game.
He was in the portal and played in the bowl game.
Got injured.
Connor goes, my son, Connor. He was like, how does that happen? Like, why is he playing? And I'm like, I guess they let him play. If it's me, Like, you don't want to be with me, don't be with me. But, man. And then he came back.
See,
Then he came back.
Jacob Warren, the tight end, also for the Vols, he decided to come back.
That might have been part of why Slade made his announcement.
He's blessed that he had the opportunity to fulfill the dream. But however, I believe I have more to prove in this chapter of life. See, that's how I am. I believe I got more to prove this week.
Tomorrow at Buffalo Wild Wings?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it is Miller Lite Wash Away Toast Day.
Come on, man.
Oh,
I
there
got to
you go.
bring it. Got to bring it, man. I got to give y'all one more.
One more what?
Toast.
toast.
Wash away toast. Yeah, that's right.
I thought you had another announcement.
I did too.
Yeah.
He's throwing me off.
I do have an announcement to what Babs was talking about. She's like, she likes the energy today. I'm bringing the energy all week, man. The rest of the week, I'm bringing the energy the rest of the week.
When do you not bring the energy?
No, I'm really bringing it back. We going back with, what we going back with, Hunk? Yeah. Calling out no roof. 2023. Calling out no roof. You know why? Because it's the King's birthday.
And it's the year of the Jordan.
And it's time to go spank these Jaguars. Listen, I don't care. Man,
Hey, it's playoff football
Come
time.
on, Babs. It's time to go get to it, man. We ain't worried about this no more, man.
Guess what ESPN.com FPI gives the Titans in terms of chance to win? 14.7% chance to win.
That's all we need.
That's it?
Well, I guess let it air on my balloon.
Sorry. That's it?
So much for the energy.
That's their percentage to win?
14.7%.
I disagree heavily.
I do too.
I mean, injury
I
report
bet the money line.
coming out, but we know who was not at practice, and we know who was, and that included Christian Fulton, and that included
That's
Amani
right.
Hooker, and that included Danico Autry and Jeffrey Simmons and Derrick Henry, and I think that this is a completely different, and Traylon Burks, this is a completely different team. Where the heck did that 14.7% come
Give it
from?
to a Hunk. She want it.
I don't like it. I don't know.
Pass it.
No.
I ain't got no room. Yeah, that's what we come with.
Like,
14,
Babs
take
is
a
like-
14.7. And no, that's right. That was baby Babs right there. No. Yeah, we're not taking it, man.
We wonder where she gets it from.
Man, the Titans about to go down there and run rampant on them folks,
I
man.
don't know about running rampant.
I mean,
No.
well, yeah, I ain't got to run rampant,
I ain't
but
I
gonna
mean,
go
it's
that
not
far, but
31-0 or something.
yeah, well, y'all just keep on letting the air slowly out my balloon.
well, and plus, I felt like you saw.
like a
I mean, you
little
saw. Yeah, like I'm digging in now. But you saw Josh Dobbs make mistakes. Yes, the
Yes.
O line is a hot, disastrous mess. Like all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that you saw Dobbs' ability to possibly stretch the field a little bit.
Yes.
And you've got Traylon Burks. He didn't play the last time they played
Nope.
the Jags. Danico Autry, he didn't play the last time
Nope.
they played the Jags. They turned the ball over 4 times. You limit 2 of those turnovers,
Talk
and I
to
think
him,
it's
Babsy.
a different conversation. Is the injury report out?
Injury report's out. You
All
want
right,
it?
hit me.
Why every time she build me up, somebody let me down?
Now, you don't know if it's going to let you down yet.
Okay. you're right.
This is
You're right,
Robbie,
Babs.
Robbie Boren with the Titans released this injury report. All right, the following players did not practice today for the Titans. Devontae Harris, cornerback, he didn't practice yesterday. Most of y'all hadn't even heard of him. Outside linebacker Terrell Basham with a back, limited yesterday, did not practice today.
He just
Most of y'all have
joined.
not heard of
Yeah.
him. The problem is the Titans have been using a lot of guys that a lot of y'all have not heard of,
Correct.
true.
like in Major League in the opening credits.
Who the hell are these guys?
Or some other word. The following players were limited today. Dylan Cole again. Christian Fulton again. Amani Hooker again. Nicholas Petit-Frere again. Jeffrey Simmons again. Now,
Those were limited?
limited, but
that's
they were
So
out
that's
there.
a plus.
That's acceptable.
I mean, when's the last time the Titans had just 2 players that did not practice? And 2 players you haven't heard of.
Come on, man.
Never.
Come on.
Not this season.
Or last.
Come on, y'all.
Or last. That's correct.
This player also limited today
Ryan Tanner.
with a groin injury, Traylon Burks.
Oh, jeez. A groin.
Now, where did that come from? Like, what happened?
Come on.
I don't know. I'm just
Come
reading
on, dude.
Yeah, see,
you
that's-
got to stay healthy.
I'm
The
just reading
soft
the list.
tissue
Come on,
for a
y'all.
wide receiver, you cannot.
We building
know.
up, and that ain't
All right,
a build up.
I'm going to build you back
That's
up.
going to blow your balloon.
The following
Yeah.
players were full participants today.
Okay.
Josh Thompson.
Way to start with a
Cornerback.
bang.
Yeah. Way to hit it.
Cornerback.
Defensive back concussion. Full participant yesterday.
Yes.
Full participant today.
Got that one right.
Derrick Henry.
The King. Happy birthday, King.
And
Turn it.
and Danico Autry.
There you go.
The Nitro.
The Nitro.
The Nitro. We got the Nitro out there. Come on, man. Hey, man.
So Jeffrey Simmons isn't even on it?
Yeah, he was limited.
Oh,
That's
right.
cool.
He was limited.
That's out there.
I mean,
All right, for
he's been limited
Jacksonville.
all year.
Limited. Brandon Scherf, offensive lineman. Foley Fatukasi, defensive lineman.
Sure, that's
Rayshawn
exactly how you
Jenkins,
say it.
safety. Come on. Bob Bell told me, just say it fast.
That is.
Speed
That's
that
all they
one
got
up.
is 3.
Fatukasi.
you go.
Trayvon Walker, limited yesterday, limited today with an ankle.
Good. He was a force.
Good. Andrew Wingard,
Got to give him a win.
limited. Who else we got? Trevor Lawrence, limited.
All right, that's fake. Yeah, that's fake though. They trying to fool us.
He got a toe injury.
He been had a toe. He had a toe when he came up here.
Fate like Derrick Henry's injury was last week.
Yeah, he might have had 10. He might have had 10 toes. Dug in
Prime don't.
when he came in. Oh, Slay.
He don't.
I know.
It saved him.
I know. I saw that story
You saw the
after
Shannon
we talked
Sharp?
about it. Yeah.
Told y'all.
Speaking of Shannon Sharp, is he going back to
Hardcore.
work?
Hey man, he was
I
at
think
work.
he showed up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Showed up,
wasn't
showed
happy.
out.
Yeah.
He definitely did that.
I haven't seen it.
Oh,
We'll play it.
Neither's half of America.
you can hear it.
What? Yeah.
Hunk-
There aren't a lot of people that
hunk
watch that
of
show.
shrapnel
Hunk is ready
today.
today.
Did not practice.
The scrapyard.
Ross Matisic with a back injury. Long
Kicker.
snapper.
I know. I was say kicker. Yeah, I knew it. Somebody.
Okay. Here's my concern.
Okay.
Where'd the groin come from, Traylon?
I don't know, but we've got Coach Mack needs to get in here. We're late because we did the injury report. So Coach Mack next on 104.5
We'll talk
The
to
Zone.
Yeah, help us. Sop it up, sop it up, sop it up, sop it. That's the sauce, people. Sop up the sauce with the cornbread muffin. Only at Famous Dave's. What's up, man? It's Ron Slay. I'm telling you right now, get the best barbecue for your buck. Only at Famous Dave's. There's a new deal every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. That's right. Leave Friday out so the food can digest and you can get back in there on Sunday or Monday and don't even worry about all that. But this is what you need to know. The discounts on burgers, the fan favorite, the Big Slay favorite, I should say, the Feast for Two, which it won't be after the 9th because I just go Feast for One. That's not important either. You got 3 locations you can get it from. The Hermitage location, Smyrna, also Franklin. Franklin is to go and delivery only. If you're headed to Knoxville, you know what you need to do. 208 Advantage Drive. You can also get indulge in the cornbread muffins again. Like, always get the cornbread muffins. Always get the dessert. The mac and cheese, Famous Dave mac and cheese is pretty phenomenal too. Anyway, man, make sure you take a bib or they'll provide one for you because the sauce will be dripping. It's Famous Dave's.
All right, you guys hear me talk about Loan Pronto all the time, and maybe you want to kick off the new year without any credit card debt. You can do it with Loan Pronto's Express Equity line of credit. Wipe out all those credit cards right now. Here's the deal with Loan Pronto. I've told you about their Express Equity credit line where you can close in 7 to 10 days. You can access up to 95% of your home's equity, and you don't have to do a full home refi. Just grab a portion of the equity that you have and enjoy that rate. That's a whole lot less than what the banks charge on credit cards. But I also wanted to tell you about Loan Pronto just in general, started by Roger Moore, the owner and the founder of Loan Pronto. He said, you know what, there has to be a better way. It has to be easier. You don't want to be buried in paperwork. There has to be more of a quicker, easier process. So what did he do? It's exactly what he did. He simplified the process. I went through it with them. They're awesome. Check out their Express Equity credit line. Call Loan Pronto at 615-499-5780. LoanPronto.com. 615-499-5780. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Subject to lender approval.
See, I wasn't that far off, Babs. Give me a break.
Bed
You
is
were on
eyes. As a bed is high.
Oh, you know this.
Never heard of it in my life.
Look at you. You got that musical instinct.
Never
You just
ever
butchered
heard.
the lyrics, but that's okay.
Yeah.
You know
It's
this
not
song,
Betty's
Coach
Eyes?
Mac?
Oh, yeah, this is a good song.
Kim Carnes.
Keep playing this. Kim Carnes, yeah, keep playing it.
Let me catch you. Hold on.
Keep playing this.
Turn it up.
First of all, Ron, if they're going to keep playing it, you don't sing.
The principal told me not to sing.
Yep. He just put you in your place. Thank
Hey, man,
goodness.
Coach Mac might be surprised at my audition skills, though, man. I might be able to come with it.
No, I'm not saying you can't sing. Just you don't know the words, so don't sing.
Okay.
All right, we're done. Honk.
Huh?
I mean, it's got a little groove to
I was
it.
on my way.
Yeah,
It's got a little
I
groove
was
to
on
it.
my way, man.
That's a good song.
I just shut it down.
Frog.
Oh, it's no S. There's no S on it. There's no S, Coach.
She was talented too. No, not if you're in the group.
Well, I'm
See,
Are you in the group? Though,
I'm
Slay?
trying to see where do I lie.
no, I want you to be in the group. So I'm going to tell you, if you meet another frog, all you say is frog. It's like when she meets another Auburn fan, she says War Eagle.
She said War Damn
She doesn't
Eagle.
say
WDE.
or War Damn Eagle.
Yeah.
She doesn't say War Eagles. So from now on,
You're right.
Great point.
Not
Good
all
job,
the
Coach
Eagles.
Mac.
Just one of them.
not all Eagles. So it's not all the frogs. It's frog. All right.
I love how close you guys are sitting to each other.
Hey, man.
On the YouTube feed, I mean, you can reach out and touch somebody with your frog.
It can't be all the Eagles.
It can't be all the Eagles. Just one. I seen that one fly into the crowd too. We saw the video of the War Damn Eagle hit the press box window and just bounce down into the crowd.
I used to go to those games when we had open dates and times where we could go when Trent Fisher was playing there.
Yes.
And we would go to Auburn for a home game.
Yeah.
That is an amazing setting for a home game.
Yep. I've never been.
That is it is. First of all, it's like a little city. The stadium. I mean, and everybody just walks there. Fish had a condo that he bought there on Toomer's Corner.
Yeah.
So we would just walk, and I went, "This is really cool."
Yeah.
And then plus we went in, and you had $5, and you could get a chair back because it's all bench. You could get a chair back and a hot dog for $5.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. And Fish did it for years. But then he said, "Hey, Matt, come here. You got $5?" I said, "Yeah." And so,
You guys didn't hang out on the sideline?
and
You
so,
got $5.
No, I've been
You
on
wanted the
I've been on
excitement.
sidelines. And then when they turned loose that War Eagle, whoa.
You got chills, didn't you?
Yes, I mean that's a cool thing.
Every single Auburn game I've worked, like I have to collect myself because I usually have my open hit like for TV right after
yeah,
that.
yeah, when that-
And I get so emotional every time I see that darn eagle. So I'm like, all right, I gotta get myself in check here. Hey.
And this all stemmed from teaching Ron Slay not to say frogs.
Yeah, this is where
So
we are.
did.
Hey, did you see
Frog.
the guys walking around the stadium? You know, they have the big signs like beer, whatever, popcorn, sweet tea.
Sweet tea.
Sweet tea.
Yes, baby.
Then you know you're in
Welcome
the
to
South.
Auburn,
in the South.
Alabama.
Sweet tea, you
I
know
know.
you are in
That's
the
dope.
South.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can't believe how much sweet tea I drank growing up.
Yeah, we went to Denver with the kids one time, and they tried to order sweet tea from the McDonald's, and they were like,
They look at him. They look
yeah,
at.
like sweet tea. We got sweetener.
Did,
Yeah.
did,
You
did
put
they,
your own sugar in that.
did they shut the window on them?
Yeah,
Probably.
By the way, Kim Carnes is 77 years old. She's been active in the music business since 1962. Betty Davis Eyes, the song that Slay was singing,
That's right.
Grammy award-winning record of the year.
You said it was a good one.
Does she
Coach.
live there?
That part I don't. I think she does. Like, I don't know. I have to dig deeper. So I love you telling college football stories because I know that you spent the majority of your career in the NFL. But I love college football. I love those stories like that. Like my guy's got a condo. We walk to the game. We pay $5 for a hot dog and a chair back. I mean,
Well, that's what happened.
That's
exactly.
and the eagle flies
Yeah, I mean, look,
from
the
above.
NFL has been my life for a long time, half my adult life. But college football is what started my life in this, and it is the best.
Something special.
It is. It really is. It's going to be different now.
Yeah.
It's going to be different. You can put things together differently now.
Well, Coach, let's start
Yeah.
with this. Bill
Okay.
safety Damar Hamlin continues to fight for his life in Cincinnati in a hospital. His uncle told ESPN that Damar is fighting and is in great hands. His marketing rep said his vitals are back to normal. There was a report out that his oxygen levels were increased. So we pray for another day.
God
that he
bless
can
him.
fight.
I mean,
Which, by the way, the oxygen was good news. Like they took him off.
Yeah, once he can
yes.
breathe on his own.
Yep.
And again, my medical expertise is zero, but I know what I've heard. I heard Zach Taylor today. Of course, I go way back with the Taylor family because his dad and I coached together, and so I've known Zach since he was about the age of Hadley. So anyway, he said the first thing McDermott said to him when they came to the field, started talking, said, "I don't need to coach this game. I need to go to the hospital."
That's what McDermott said.
Yes, and that was exactly the right thing.
I thought both of those guys led their guys so well in that moment.
I could not agree with you more. I don't know if you know. Do you know Donna Ponte that was there with the
Yes.
no,
The
so-
NFL. Yep.
And
I'm not friends with
well,
her, but,
but
yes.
she knows what she's doing too.
Right.
And so the way that all of that thing was I mean that look, it doesn't all of a sudden playoff implications, seeding, all of that stopped.
Mm-hmm.
That's over. Now we're talking about something else because all of us that are in this business, I mean, we are wired for injuries. We're not wired for that.
Right.
We are not wired for that. And, you talk about, and it just flashed back to me, you talk about college days. October 30th, 1971, my junior year, we're playing at Baylor University. We've just hired Jim Pittman from Tulane. He had worked with Darrell Royal. I mean, he was a young, up and coming. He's 46 years old. And we found out later on that he had, inherited heart disease. But we'd just come off the field defensively, and I was probably he was talking with his offensive coordinator, and I was about from where I am to Dawn, and all of a sudden I hear him just say, Russell Coffey was his offensive coordinator, and he reached out his hand and then hit the ground, and then here comes the ambulance, and here comes this, and and we're just, I'm 19 years old, and we're just standing there. And so we go in, it's right close to halftime. So we go in the locker room at halftime, and then they come in there and tell us, Coach Pittman's passed away. And so that when I saw that, it just, flashbacks.
You don't ever forget that.
Well, no, it left an indelible mark, and it does. But everything just, to me, as I say, we're wired in this business for injuries. We're not wired for that. So, and I love the way that the entire nation responded to that. If you read his story, he's from McKeesport, Pennsylvania. I've recruited McKeesport when I was at Indiana State. It's a place a lot of those kids can come down. And guys fight to get out of there. And the thing that he had started, with that toy drive, just because he didn't have any, and all of a sudden to see it go from $2,500 to nearly $6 million, come on.
Is that where it is now?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, so yeah,
Tom Brady donated $10,000 to it. I saw. Yep.
Yeah, so Hamlin, local Pennsylvania kid, he could have gone anywhere. He was a 4-star player coming out. He could have gone anywhere. And when he announced that he was going to Pittsburgh, he said, "I want the locals to be proud of this team in this city." And
the other thing too, Brent, and I'm glad you bring that up. He's got a little brother that he wanted to be there for his little brother because it's right there. It's so anyway. To me, that we'll talk all the football we want, but when we talk about that, and you guys have exactly the right take on it too. That's more important than anything. Is this young man's health, and any good news that we get that comes from that hospital right now is great news.
Well, prayers up for Damar Hamlin and his family. Continued prayers and all the lives that he has affected, which is many, certainly. And now to hear the details, Troy Vincent, NFLPA director, said, and tearfully talking about how appreciative he was for the medical personnel on the field. And that's one of the things we talked about yesterday, how quickly they reacted and that's what saved his life.
Well, sure it did. I mean,
And so now we know that he was resuscitated on the field and in the hospital when he got to the hospital. So resuscitated twice.
well,
So all y'all out there, EMTs that are listening right now, emergency personnel of all kinds, police, fire, thank you guys.
That was definitely.
All right. NFL season continues with Week 18 coming up. No Thursday night game because we've got a couple of Saturday games, Sunday games. Lots of interesting storylines out there. One in the NFC before we get to the Titans. And it's interesting from a betting perspective, Slay, because Green Bay is a 4.5-point favorite over the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions will know when they start that game whether or not they have a shot at the playoffs because the Seahawks play before. If Seahawks win, Detroit's out, and then they still have to play a game. Have you ever been in a situation like that?
yes, absolutely. When I was in Chicago, we were in a situation like that, where is the last game of the season is when Dave Wannstedt was the head coach.
Okay.
And San Francisco was playing, and San Francisco had to lose, and we had to win. And I'll never forget, we're in the locker room. We'd finished our game, and we'd won, and Dave brought everybody together, said, you know what, yeah, things are looking good out there in San Francisco, and then our offensive quality control guy at the time was a guy named Jeep Christ, who was Keller Christ's dad. He's over there on a knee, and he's watching the game on his phone. Now Dave has got the team, trying to tell them this is good news. You guys, we've done what we need to do. This is just coming close, and all of a sudden Jeep goes, Niners won, came back and beat them.
Take that.
You, Aaron Rodgers.
Take that.
I mean,
Do what you will. Do what you will with it.
Dave Wannstedt looked at him like, the hell?
Jeez Christ.
True story. I mean, when you start
So
talking,
what
you start
ended up
talking about
happening?
ball, I've got stories.
Yeah, what happened? What happened with the Bears that day then?
Well, we were out of the playoffs. We won the game.
You did?
No, we were in the locker room after we'd won the game. We'd done our part, and the 49ers were losing.
I got
so
you.
Dave.
So it wasn't like
I
played
thought it was
earlier
no,
in the day,
no,
right before
it was
y'all
right
played.
at the same.
Okay.
Is just getting ready to be. But we had done it, and 49ers were losing the whole time. And so, because everybody was keeping track of it, everybody was feeling good, and we're all sitting like, yo, y'all right. Let's get ready to play. Cousin Jeep Crisco. Niners came back once over.
See y'all.
I would imagine, though, especially with that Detroit team, regardless of what happens, there's a
they'll
lot
play.
of pride.
No,
Yeah.
he's got that thing flipped a little bit.
Yes, he
Sure
does.
does.
And let me just say something real quick. Besides for
Dan
him,
Campbell.
because Dan Campbell, I mean, he's a Texas A&M. He's a West Texas dude too, by the way.
Yeah.
He's a Texas dude.
He's a
too.
little crazy.
Yeah, I mean he's Giga Maggie.
Bobby Petrino.
So anywho, the thing about that is his general manager Brad Holmes and his assistant general manager Ray Agnew were with us at the Rams. And so this was their big break to go there. They were in the high up in the scouting department there at the Rams. And those dudes know talent. They know how to. I mean, they've done a nice job of doing that too. So shout out to
Building
them
that.
too. I like watching them play. When I get a chance, I like watching them play.
Let me ask you a question real quick, and you can say no. You got one more segment in you?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, look. I mean, I like y'all.
Coach Mack might have an announcement. He loved this segment. All right, I'll tell everybody for me. Listen, Coach Mack he's just slid me this piece of paper. Listen, to everyone that's concerned about what Coach Mack has to do in this next segment, don't be alarmed. He's talked to people. He's talked to his reps. He's also talked with us. And you know what? At the end of the day, I think he wants to stay for one more segment.
Ron,
But he's coming back?
He's coming back. Coach Mack is coming back for
Ron,
another segment.
Thank you, because I don't know what I would do without you to be my intermediary for the fans. Thank you.
Coach Mack, presented by Farm Bureau Health Plans. More next on 104.5.
What's happening, good people? Let's put our bets in. Let's make some money. I hope you listened to me yesterday. If you didn't, Babs hate when I say this. I know you did, y'all. Babs don't like when I say this, but shame on you. Shame on you. She said it's the worst. But it would have been the best if you listened to the parlay because you would have earned some money, people. Yes, Superbook Sports brought it to you. They laid it down for you. And if you didn't understand, you need to go download the Superbook Sports app and visit superbook.com and start placing your bets right now. If not, you can't do the magic trick of putting Vegas right there in the palm of your hand. Nobody else can do this. I'm telling you how to do it. Put the Vegas in the palm of your hand and watch all the money start flowing. Offering up to $1,000 bonus when you sign up, deposit, and wager in the same day. Makes it real smooth. And you can get into action right now with Superbook Sports. Visit superbook.com for terms and conditions. Gambling problem, call 1-800-889-9789. You know the motto, people. Book it.
So shame on you. I hate that phrase. I also hate the phrase, it's not that bad. I think I've used that before, actually, talking about the Titans at some point, right? It's not that bad. You know, trying to psych yourselves up for a situation we know deep down is maybe not that great. Well, maybe it was a movie, a haircut, a traffic jam, a Titans offensive line that was just unfortunate. It's not that bad. Well, if there's one area of life where not that bad won't do, that is how we stay connected at home. You shouldn't have to settle for using your mobile device as your home internet source. It really is that bad. And here's the good news. Xfinity. That's the good news. With Xfinity, you don't have to just use your mobile phone. You can now get one line of unlimited mobile with 5G and home internet together for just $50 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract plus a free streaming box. So get ready for the all the way connected internet experience. That is great. Go to Xfinity.com. You can also call 1-800-XFINITY or visit your local Xfinity store. Go ahead and switch today. Restrictions do apply. Not available in all areas. New Connect Internet customers only on 1-year contract. Internet included for 12 months. New Xfinity mobile account required. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account after 12 months. Regular rates apply. Xfinity post-pay internet required for Xfinity mobile. Additional devices extra. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes of data usage. Offer ends 3/21/23.
3HL 1045, The Zone. Britt Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. Again, coming up tomorrow. Join us Thursday as we broadcast live at Buffalo Wild Wings in Cool Springs. This could be the last B-Dubs show for us this season, unless the Titans win on Saturday night.
I'm jumping on out there and say win.
In that case, we would be back out at Buffalo Wild Wings. Not sure the location, but we would do that next week.
Y'all's Buffalo Wild Wings thing has worked out really good, hasn't it?
Oh, man, it's been great. We love those guys.
There,
we love all the people that have been coming out, and there are a lot of loyal people that have come out a lot of times. So
That's outstanding. That was a great idea to move that around there and to have the fans.
And the Miller Lite Wash Away Toast.
Yeah. Put that on, hey, Coach Mack. It's a toast. Wash away.
I know what it is.
Okay, yeah, Coach Mack.
Hey,
He knows what it is.
Think I don't listen to your show? I mean, I got a show on it right after you.
You sure do, Coach Mack.
Yeah, you think I just come in here cold off the street?
They got beer
jump
in West
on the
Texas.
microphone.
Well, you talented enough.
Yeah, so if you're there 4:45, you get a free Miller Lite. And I'm not just talking about a shot of Miller Lite. It's like a
big
full
old
pint.
How do you beat that?
Ish.
And have Ron Slay lead the toast
Yeah.
That's right.
and get to talk ball with y'all.
Come on now.
That's pretty good.
All right, Babs keeps harping on this. 14.7% chance to win. That's what the analysts,
you know how
analytics
much,
give
you know
us
how much I like Dawn
with the
anyway,
Titans.
but I don't know what that means. I mean, I do know. I asked her. I said,
Out of 100%.
I said, is that out of 100%? I know enough math to know that's not a lot.
Very true.
Yep.
But when the game starts, none of that matters. I mean, it really does not matter. You know, and if you want to rewind to the last time that these two teams played, I mean, Derrick Henry had 95 yards in the first quarter.
Yep.
The score was manageable. You're doing, and then you turn the ball over 4 times,
Yep.
and all of a sudden, the score separated. Then Derrick Henry becomes a non-factor.
Yep.
And so those types of things can't happen, and especially with where this football team is right now, as far as just roster-wise. You're going to have to play. You're going to have to play a clean game, but the cleanest part of the game that you have to do is you can't be playing Jacksonville and be playing yourself.
That's right.
You cannot do that, and so that's what happened last.
Well, and you didn't have Danico Autry.
That's true.
You didn't have Traylon Burks.
That's true.
You have a different quarterback, but you also, didn't have everything on the line for, win or basically stay home.
Yeah, well, this, and you make a point there from the fact that, I mean, it was a division game, and it was of course, the Titans needed a win at that time, but this is a playoff game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is a playoff game, and it's got that playoff feel to it. I know a lot of people in Jacksonville. I mean, that place is going to be loaded. I mean, that thing is going to be.
They're like loving life.
Oh,
right
they
now.
are loving life right now. And let me tell you what they've done. And they've taken advantage of being really bad for 5 years. And by being bad for 5 years, that's just the truth.
Fix your roster.
You fix your roster because you not only get to draft at the top 5 in the draft. In the first round, it's every round that you have.
That's right.
And so, I mean, I've vetted players for 37 years, and it's easier to pick out the top of the heap rather than it is get to the middle and get to the bottom. So anywho, that's where we are, and it's a playoff game, and so you got to lay it all out there. And I was at practice today. That's the first practice that they've had in a long time where they were able to have enough people healthy to practice with speed.
Wow.
I mean, practice with speed. The rest of the time, it's been walkthroughs. It's been because you just not have enough healthy bodies.
That will help Josh Dobbs, I would imagine. Before we get there, though, Derrick Henry in Jacksonville, again from Yulee, Florida, from Jacksonville area. Last 5 games in Jacksonville, 538 yards and 7 touchdowns, 5.1 yards per carry, 108 yards per game. In his last 2 games in Jacksonville, 55 carries, 345 yards, 5 touchdowns, has 6.3 yards per carry, 173 yards per game. He likes playing against them, and he's coming off a not-so-good performance and then had to sit out, motivated.
Well,
Mike Keith told us, most motivated man in North America.
Yeah.
in North America.
North America.
That's a big space of ground. But we need that. That's what we need.
Yeah.
We need that down there. And yeah, as I say, that it and Don brings it up. It's right. But if Derrick Henry does that, then that 14% goes up. I mean, but it has to happen on the field. Everything has to happen on the field. And I know this, we're going in to play they're a very confident football team right now. When you break down tape and watch them play, they're very confident.
Yeah.
That's what's going on, because I think we all knew. I mean, I wish Urban Meyer would have been a little better, so he'd have stayed around there. Because once they got an NFL coach in there, you've got a franchise quarterback. You have got a franchise quarterback. And all of a sudden, he's doing it this year, which is basically his first year, because his first year was erased with a lot of dysfunction.
Well, I think, Coach Mack, if you give me the odds of having guys come back with a week's rest, and the dogs that are coming back, and Danico and Big Jeff and King Henry and all these guys, even with what you had, the plague of the offensive line not being able to gel together and go out and get the work done, I like the odds with everything being on the table, because just with the stories you were telling earlier, it took somebody else to try to help you to get in there. You give me these dogs, these motivated dogs, and see Big Jeff post on social media the line with the blood dripping because he out there hunting. You give me them going down to Jacksonville,
I love that.
I'm ready to roll. I'm ready to roll, Coach Man, and I'm willing to put it on the line. I already done bet on it. Money line. I'm rolling with the Titans on this one just because I like it being, if this was anybody else, I like it being a division rival too.
No, it's a playoff game. Mm-hmm. It's a playoff game, Ron. Mm-hmm. And I've never bet on a game in my life, but I like your enthusiasm. But to
great use of the word.
But to me, this is they had built up enough win equity in the early part of the season.
Yeah.
That they could still lose 6 in a row or 7 in a row, however many we've lost in a row, and still be playing for a division title the last game of the season.
Amazing.
All right, and people say, well, then the division's not that strong. Well, again, I'll go back to the Rams, Super Bowl champs. Mm-hmm. That division's not very great either as to what's going on, and they've won 4 games, so we've got a chance. And that's all you ask for in this league is a chance. Because when we first started, we sat down and did shows in the summer that said, we got to try to win this division.
Yeah.
We've got to try to win this division and then find out what happens. We'll worry about success in the playoffs later, but you've got to win your division. Well, you've got one game to do it, and this is it.
Coach, I don't know if you're familiar with Slashtradamus, but at the beginning of the season, I told everybody.
I am. Ron, I listened to your show.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So you already know what it is. I'm just telling the people out there just to reiterate.
No, everybody listens to this show.
Yeah, they got to, Coach Mack, because you want to get. You said they're sophisticated listeners, so why wouldn't they? That's first and foremost. But I told them what was going to happen. Titans were going to finish first in the AFC South, and this was before the season started.
Yeah, you did.
Jacksonville will finish second.
You did.
Here it is. Lay it on the table.
Here's what I need you to do, Ron. I need you to get a little more amped up for this.
Just a time.
Just a tick.
Yeah. Right, baby.
He had the energy today. He's ready.
Yeah. He said he's going to bring energy the rest of the week. I'm like, what the hell else have you been bringing since you started this?
When I came in here and made a little pop shop appearance the other day with y'all, and then walked out and walked down around 3 corridors, I turned 3 corners in this building, and I heard him yelling at me.
Yep.
So I know he's ready to go.
It is, man.
Hey, how much does this extra time help Josh Dobbs? I thought it was interesting. I thought it was interesting that he said after the game, he said we ran pass routes that we didn't rep in practice.
Well, he was telling the truth.
Gosh.
Josh Dobbs, by the way, and both of y'all are VFLs, and so I am so impressed with just his self-presentation when he's up in front, and then at practice. I mean, this guy you can't manufacture experience in any profession.
No.
You just can't. And the fact that he's been in the league for 6 years and has been in quarterback rooms and has been preparing to be the starter every week, even though he never got to start, he's been preparing like that. He's got a presence about him out there that there's something about being a veteran at anything that you do, And so, and then I'm just, as I said, just the way he presents himself as a person when he's answering questions, I'm very, very impressed. He was like that at Tennessee, right?
Yeah. Very much.
I'm very
and you
impressed.
can tell how intelligent he is.
He's a rocket scientist, so I would imagine that mental reps mean more to someone like that than maybe somebody else. I don't know.
Yeah, see, look, let me just say something about Coach Mack here. I can relate to a lot of things, but not rocket science.
I mean, my man's throwing pass routes in an NFL game that he did not rep in practice. Get out of here with that.
I'm a smart dude, but not in rocket science. I promise you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Ford over Roosters?
Yeah, I know all about that. I can talk all the country roads you want to talk about. Slade was in here throwing shade at me the other day. I said, "You're not the only one that grew up on a corner." So
With ifs and fifs.
Yeah. That's what it at, baby.
Hey, Coach Mack doesn't deal with ifs.
No. We got too much money for fifths. You want me to throw it out there?
Coach
Being
Mack,
honest
presented by Farm Bureau Health Plans. Titans Jags coming up Saturday night. You can catch Coach Mack, Mike Keith, and everyone.
Guys, thanks for having me on for a little extra.
Thank you, Mac, man.
Thanks, Coach Mack.
Man.
Good
Randy
stuff.
Wilmore, Farm Bureau Health Plans. Good. Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
See
some
you.
great Christmas gifts too.
Oh yeah,
The
we got
mugs, yeah.
a nice
that's right.
fancy mug.
My wife stole mine.
They are the
awesome.
best. They stole yours, Randy Wilmore. I know you're listening. Joe Hunk needs a mug.
Yes, I need a second one. My wife stole my
No,
first one.
no, you'll get it. You'll
Yeah,
get
but
it.
she's pregnant. She didn't steal it.
Randy-
She can have
Yeah.
whatever the hell
She
she
can have
wants.
whatever
Right
She
now.
can have whatever she wants. Get him another one, please.
All right.
See you
We got
guys.
the
See you,
summertime of
Coach.
January going on right now. All right. When we come back, your phone call 615-737-1045.
What's happening, people? Ron Slay here, man. And if you've been looking for a simple hair solution that works, to listen up. Got something for you. Advanced Hair Restoration has officially opened one of the world-renowned state-of-the-art facilities in Nashville. No more traveling to the West Coast for the best in hair restoration. The team and technology behind the Advanced FUE, the groundbreaking hair loss solution that's changed tens of thousands of lives, is finally here. Advanced Hair, a simple one-day treatment, begins regrowing your own natural hair the very next day, and your new hair is even guaranteed to grow. It's literally guaranteed. Advanced Hair can address bald spots, receding hairlines, thinning, men and women, younger, and, of course, wiser. Celebrate Advanced Hair's local grand opening with $500 off. Find out if you qualify with your free consultation, 629-348-HAIR. One-day treatment, life-changing results, people. Let me say it again for you, 629-348-HAIR. See what they can do for you with the amazing before and afters at advancedhair.com.
Good afternoon from the Superbook.com sports desk. I'm Joe Hunk. That injury report is out for the Titans and the Jags. Two players did not practice today for the Titans, Devontae Harris as well as Terrell Basham. Now, these players were limited today. Dylan Cole, Christian Fulton, Amani Hooker, MPF, and Big Jeff, as well as Traylon Burks with a groin injury. But Danico Autry, Derrick Henry, and Josh Thompson were all full participants. For the Jags, Trevor Lawrence, he was quote-unquote limited today with the toe injury, but not paying attention to that. Travon Walker was limited today as well for the Jags. Around the NFL, just know if your team is out of the playoffs, they're most likely starting a backup quarterback. The Washington Commanders are going to be starting Sam Howell. The Bears are going to be starting Nathan Peterman in place of Justin Fields. Remember, if the Bears win and the Texans lose, if the Bears lose and the Texans win, then the Bears will have the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Three HL 104.5 The Zone. What up, Nashville? Brady Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Happy Wednesday to you. As Slade calls it, Hump Day.
Hump Day.
Leland Stadium, too. Hump Day.
Neyland Stadium?
No, Leland Stadium.
Oh, yeah.
Channel 5.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was going to say, you better know Leland.
Yeah, that's my guy, man.
Everybody knows Leland.
His wife's super cool, too. When we did the food judging contest out at Opera Mills. Yeah.
Yep.
He might be the nicest dude ever.
Super.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He listens.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well, what up,
Leland?
Leland? You already said that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, when the weather goes down, we call Leland. He can come on for us.
Oh, yeah, we need him.
Him and Davis.
No, we don't.
Yeah, and Davis Nolan.
We need them to stay away this time, though.
Great long time weather people in this town.
Yep.
Oh, no bad weather.
I looked at it today. It's really boring the next couple weeks.
Good.
Great.
No chance of snow or nothing.
Just level off.
I don't want that. I want snow.
No,
you're
get
wrong.
out of here with that crap.
We all right.
Listen, just because you missed the cold,
And drove.
snow and all that because you were in Hawaii, doesn't mean that you get snow again.
That's right. Yeah, you missed it.
You're out. You're done. Sorry.
right.
You missed.
I like driving in it.
Huh? Well,
You do
that
too.
ain't
Stop it.
that's what I said. That ain't too bad.
Remember that snowstorm last year that Babs was like, we're working from home on Zoom, right? We're not
Yeah.
driving in. We're like, no, we're driving in. Come on.
That's
Yeah,
how you
and
pick you
y'all
up.
made
Get
me drive and pretty much have my blood pressure sit at like dangerous levels for the entire drive in. You put my mental stability at stake.
You almost wanted to get in the portal, huh?
You do that to yourself every day.
I was about to get in the portal with you guys, all of y'all.
You had
I'm
wrestling
like,
BP
listen,
face.
you jerks might think it's fun to drive in this crap. I don't.
So where was Slay when we started that little message? He was out running errands.
Yeah, so
He was at the grocery store getting like marinara sauce or something.
yeah. Making lasagna. It was.
I was right.
Yep.
I'm telling you, I don't forget these things. Receipts, man.
Guess
Receipts.
what? Though? I don't like ice. I will not play with ice.
You can't do anything on ice.
You really can't do nothing with snow, but it's
and there
just cool.
was ice under
Yes,
that
you can.
snow, guys. Boys. Anyway, you know what? It's boring for the next couple of weeks weather-wise, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Which is fun.
All right. At 3HL 1045, you want to hit us up on Twitter, Zone TV, feed, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
That's she. There she is.
Yes.
Dawn Davenport.
That's
in the building.
Listen, if you're new to the channel, we have no problem making mistakes, grammatically or whatever.
Yeah. It happens every
Yeah.
segment.
We invent words on this show. We make announcements that really don't matter.
Yep.
Right, Ron Slay?
yes.
We do all those things.
Yeah.
Sound like game show host.
Hey, people were like pissed at you.
Y'all, I'm sorry. I know.
Slay made an announcement that after careful thought and getting with his reps and prayer, that he will return to work tomorrow.
And I apologize, man, if I startled anyone, but I just wanted you all to know, like, you know, I had to take this into careful consideration. You know what I mean? Like, because sometimes you want to stay home and take your nap. But
hey, I feel that.
you know what I mean? See what I'm saying?
Sometimes you don't get your nap, do you?
Yeah, no. But
Did you get your nap today?
Yeah, I did get my nap. This is my first nap getting since Christmas break.
I was just going to say, why do you think he's on point today?
Yeah,
he got his nap. He's back, baby.
My first nap getting today.
Yeah.
He's back.
I'm in the building. Best believe
I like it.
Better be ready.
John BB.
In
The building.
Car ain't got no what?
Time for the
Slim with the tilted brim.
That's my name.
He tilted his head back, his headphones fell off.
And with that being said, I will be returning for another day of work.
At Buffalo Wild Wings in Cool Springs
That's
tomorrow.
right. Mm-hmm.
Be there. We'll have giveaways.
Oh, that'll be
And
fun.
toast.
Yeah, you can drink beer. Mm-hmm. Carrie on Twitter at TheRHL1045. Slay with the big announcement.
Sarah said, not fun, Slay. Listen, I apologize, y'all. but
Tara said, dang it, Ron, I was freaking out.
I was too. Y'all should have seen me talking to my reps.
What's funny is Davenport didn't even know that announcement was coming. So she was kind of like, you remember Tennessee fans when Peyton Manning was making his announcement?
Yeah.
That's where Dawn was.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, what?
Guess what? I did have an announcement, though. But not really. Sorry, huh? My bad. My
it's
bad,
BB.
I'm sorry, BB.
Why are you throwing BB under
And
the
I
bus now?
like how you ready.
Guess what?
What?
After the success that Ron Slay afforded me and him yesterday
Yes.
with the Alabama game, with the Tennessee game, and with the LSU cover, I've decided to go with the parlay today.
Come on, y'all.
Okay.
Was that an announcement?
That's most definitely an announcement.
UConn money line.
Boom.
Florida money line.
Boom.
Michigan money line.
Boom.
That's where I stopped it. $50. Get you $340.69.
Why'd you stop right there? You
stopped
just don't
right
believe
there.
in the rest of them?
Well, I just bet Auburn to cover straight up and Missouri to cover straight up.
Yeah, you got to believe in yep. Ooh. I'll cover, yeah. I would say Missouri at Arkansas. Yeah, I just
Cover.
take the points. Yeah, cover, yeah. I thought you was going money line. I was like, hey, I believe in them too, but whew, Arkansas tough. Especially at home.
Speaking of college basketball, last night, if you haven't been paying attention like Davenport, you need to jump on in.
What are you talking about?
That's what you said yesterday.
I did.
I mean,
What are you talking
you
about?
tell me things and I go with it. Alabama took down Ole Miss 84-62. Nashville native and former Cane Ridge star Brandon Miller, 17 points, 5 rebounds. The Bama freshman is averaging 19.1 points per game and has been in double figures in 13 of the 14. Y'all need to see him play hometown.
Yeah, you won't get to see him play till on NBA days because he gone. He's out of here, yeah.
He's like a comet through the sky.
No, that man flirting with SEC Player of the Year. I just think it's going to be different. With Sheboy putting up the numbers he's still putting up.
Shout out to his dad, Daryl Miller, former Hillsborough Borough. Kentucky. Yeah, I don't know.
What's the borough?
It's probably like
Donkey.
Not that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I hope you couldn't see my finger
Let me
on
see.
YouTube. I was just,
you slightly off.
I was just stretching.
Yeah, good job.
I was stretching. Kentucky survives against LSU. Slay told you to take the 10.5.
And LSU had a chance to win, too.
74-71. They did. Sheboy, 19-16. That dude. Kentucky plays at number 7 Alabama on Saturday. Think Brandon Miller will be ready for that game?
He better be.
Vanderbilt outlasted South Carolina 84-79 in overtime last night in Nashville. Props to all that were in attendance on that deal. Liam Robbins, 22.7 boards, 7-foot senior for Vanderbilt. Babs, check out this schedule.
Yeah, this is good.
It's a good thing Vandy won that overtime game against the worst team in the league last night because Vandy plays at number 20 Missouri on Saturday. Then at number 8 Tennessee. Then they're back home for number 13 Arkansas and number 7 Alabama.
Welcome to SEC play nowadays, Jerry Stackhouse.
Yes, indeed.
How's it going?
It's going down.
If I'm the coach, I'm like, hey, man, can't we separate these things a
who
little bit?
scheduled this?
Come on now.
Could have gave me Georgia in between them somewhere.
In the second South Carolina game.
Yeah, exactly. Run them back.
Tennessee crushed Mississippi State by 34, 87-53. Vols jumped out 16-0, built a first-half lead of 29 points, and then cruised Tennessee out-rebounded Mississippi State 34-19. Vols have 5 players in double figures, led by Vescovy with 14. Ziegler, 11 points, 10 rebounds. Tennessee plays at South Carolina Saturday at 2:30. There's your basketball report.
Thank you, Yor.
You're welcome.
That's on point. Paul Slay been knocking on the door of the
knocking on the door.
Yeah, of college basketball. Time to get it. And I'm already knocking on the door for Saturday.
Jason in the borough next up on 3HL. Jason, what's up?
Oh, here we go.
What's going on, guys?
What up, Jason?
Hi, Jason.
We're going to get some good energy in here, man.
Yeah, there we go.
I want to start off by saying, be for real, be for real, be for real.
Be
All
for real?
life.
VFL? Is that what you said?
VFL.
I thought you said be for real, be for real, be for real.
Yeah,
Well,
be
that
for real,
too.
I
VFL.
was gonna say,
Be for
okay.
real.
Yeah, I like
So
that.
I want to say congrats to the Tennessee Vols winning their football game against the Clemson Tigers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want to go in and I want to say congratulations to our basketball team. We're really rocking it right now. And I want to say also for being a be for real, Joshua Dobbs starting his second career start, about to win this Titans playoff game, I guess you could say, for Saturday. We're gonna host the next playoff game. Joshua Dobbs gonna get it done for us.
Gotcha. Thank you, Jason.
There's
I
a
like it.
lot of confidence there.
I'm right there with him.
A lot
just
of
hit a-
Tennessee fans, they're excited that he's getting a chance.
I literally just hit a button on this phone that I've never seen before. I think I sent Jason back in time.
Sorry, Jason.
Well, just go relive the Clemson game.
Blame the mayor.
Yeah, he's probably like somewhere with a weird hat in the American Revolution right now.
Darn, not that far back.
Quantum leap.
Just a couple weeks, maybe.
I mean, I hit this button and did you not hear him like zap like zzz?
No, I thought it was the heat in here zapping me.
No air conditioning, which is a tough break.
Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, though.
in
We need
January. Yeah, we had a nice little meal last night with the Spring Hill Heating and Cooling guys, and we appreciate Kevin and his family. This is a really cool company because we ate dinner with his family, his wife Christy and his sons Tyler and Taylor and his daughter, and that's their company.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Family.
Run business, and we certainly appreciate Spring Hill Heating and Cooling as a 3HL business partner, member of our family. SpringHillAC.com. Check those guys out, and they will do yeoman's work for you.
Wonders for you. Especially like you turn the heat on, then the AC on, like going back and forth. Like be careful.
Hey, they did say they're dealing with a lot of people that are trying to turn air on nowadays.
And the air conditioner doesn't work, so they have to do AC repair
Yep.
in January.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
All right,
Welcome to Tennessee.
Yes, more 3HL when we come back. Todd Furman at 4:30, but we have room for you as well. 615-737-1045 at 3HL 1045 on Twitter. Some more notes on the Jags and Titans coming up this weekend. The line down to 6. I think it's actually headed lower than that. So if you want the Titans, jump on it now. I think it's going to get into the 5 range. We'll see. We'll ask Todd Furman about that. Little birdie told me that.
Nice
in just a little bit. Maybe that birdie will tell you too in the next segment. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
Happening, people. Ron Slay here, man. Music City Autoplex, 2430 Gallatin Pike North. Yes, indeed. That's where you need to go. It is just north of Rivergate, and it's real easy to find, real easy to see because so many cars. As soon as you get in distance of them, you're going to see them. You're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. It's the only place like this in Middle Tennessee, man. You don't miss out on this. Guys, listen up. If you're shopping for pre-owned vehicles in the last year, well, you know, prices skyrocketed. Yes, they have. Crazy. Can't get a hold of it. Bottom line is, it really hasn't been the best time to buy a car. You knew it, I knew it, everybody knew it. But what you may not know is that the prices have come down. You probably don't realize how much. And if you go visit Music City Autoplex, who has the best prices in Middle Tennessee, and that's a guarantee. In fact, they want you to shop around, compare the prices to others, and you'll see for yourself. On top of their already low prices, the year-end sales event has been popping. I'm telling you, man, walk onto the lot and see for yourself the difference in prices. Go to Music City Autoplex, 2430 Gallatin Pike North, just 15 minutes from downtown. Be sure to tell them Big Slay sent you. Go get your car.
Want to tell you about my friends at Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits. Love my dude Jason and his guys. They're helpful with their vast knowledge of bourbon, tequila, wine, craft beers, and cigars. They've got it all, and they've got the expertise you need, along with the directional abilities to point you in the right direction. Winter is here, which means it's time to warm up from the inside with one of the excellent hand-selected bourbons from Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits. Even if it's warm outside, bourbon is this time of year's drink. Does that make sense? It does to me. Bourbon, not your thing? They have a large selection of ever-changing wines, rums, gins, craft beers. Want a winter cocktail? Art and the team can help you create something yummy that you can serve at your house. And they have everything on hand to make it easy to shake, stir, and serve. Don't forget, Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits can also help you pick the perfect hand-selected cigar pairing to end the night. Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits, 101 Creekside Crossing in Brentwood. Online, MarylandFarmsWS.com. Again, Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits in the Public Shopping Center in Maryland Farms in Brentwood. MarylandFarmsWS.com. 3HL 1045, The Zone. Brett Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay with you. Brett Batchelor helping Joe Hunk produce today. What up, BB?
What's going on?
Nothing, man. Is it golf season yet?
It's always golf season, but the PJ Tour starts back this week at Kapalua in Honolulu, or just outside Honolulu, Hawaii.
Beautiful course. It was just
Fantastic
there.
golf course.
Yep. Have you played it?
I wish one day, but not yet.
It can't always be golf season, BB.
It's always golf season, Slay.
It was cold last week.
Listen,
we
I mean,
play
seriously.
in so many conditions that it's insane.
Nashville has turned into kind of a 12-month golf year.
There's so many golf courses around here too. Good golf courses.
Now, I know people like Brett Kern that won't play if it's below like 45 degrees or something, but
I'm like Brett.
Why would you?
Yeah,
Hey,
what are
by
you
the
talking
way,
about? There's bourbon on the golf course. That'll heat you.
I'll go ride and drive.
that'll heat you up. So baby Babs got a putter for Christmas.
What?
Dude, she's going to hit people with that. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
That's
I
a
know.
weapon
I know. I'm
for a
working on it.
3-year-old. Good Lord.
Well, so you guys,
what are you doing over there?
Go have a ball.
Just put a weapon in that child's hand.
No.
What happened to Ish? Okay.
Ish. So you guys know, you remember we went through the whole, Father's Day /
Yes.
birthday combining the gift.
Yeah.
Well, the dual gift in the backyard is now done for Mr. Babs.
I'll be over there.
My guy Kent got the putting green all set up.
that.
So Hadley got a putter for
Let me ask you a question.
Christmas.
Since you brought that up, can you combine Valentine's Day and Mother's Day?
Sure, if it's a big enough gift like that. I mean, that's a like heck of a gift.
You know what? I was in the barbershop, and that's what somebody said. They was like, man, Valentine's Day come around the corner.
Like 5.5 weeks.
I said, well, they got another one. They got another one. Like, y'all get stuff New Year. We got to start it up early this year. Fellas, I'm telling you right now, acknowledge Valentine's Day. After that, be prepared.
Hey, don't you start this movement.
No, Babs, I'm talking to the
Don't
fellas.
you start this dumb movement already.
Babs, I'm talking to the fellas. Fellas, after Valentine's Day, acknowledge it, but put your boots on tight on the 15th. The 15th, boots on tight, because we ain't going. I'm down. We warned y'all last year. If it wasn't enough, we won't stand for it.
Well,
We won't
I'll
stand
say
for
this,
it. Ain't that
Mr.
right,
Babs.
y'all?
Mr. Babs is okay with it. So
What?
I mean, he's got a putting green in the backyard.
See that?
He's happy now.
Here we go again. This is it. This is how they try to sway you.
Couldn't he have had the putting green for one present and a Scotty Cameron putter for the other present?
No.
Or a Seymour
heck?
putter?
Or a simulator.
Hey,
in the
okay.
house.
Simulator.
All right.
Now we talking about something.
BB.
Now, see,
Yeah.
No.
We talking about balling. Let's go, Babsy.
BB, step into my office.
You can buy a car or a
Because you're
golf simulator.
fired.
We can walk everywhere.
Yeah, just move downtown. You can walk
Don't they got
everywhere.
Ubers? What we driving for?
Y'all ain't right.
Trading all the
How
cars.
much are simulators these days?
They're pushing $15,000.
Okay.
Oh
No,
my
that ain't
gosh.
nothing.
What the
10, 15
hell are
grand.
y'all trying to do?
that ain't
If you
nothing
go
for
to
the companion.
Like Auburn and Tennessee, they got like the best of the best at their facilities. That's pushing probably $25,000.
Yeah, Babs, that's right. That's Auburn, Tennessee. I'm over across the street in Tennessee. You're Auburn, so right in between there. I say 17.5.
Y'all are all on
I know.
something
Like
today.
I'll reach out to Kern. I'll talk to Kern or something. I'll be like, "What are you doing, man?" He's like, "I'm playing TPC Sawgrass." Like he's got one.
I have played there. Great golf course.
Look at Butler
everywhere, man.
flexing.
Everywhere.
Flex. Well, you know what? Our putting green from Kent is great in the backyard,
No, hey.
and it knocked out 2 presents for me.
I'll
So,
back you up here, Don.
Boom.
I'll back you up here. A putting green in the backyard is more than worth it.
yes.
More than worth it.
See? It's awesome.
BB must not own a pair of boots that's going to tie up tight.
No, what Brett Bachelor's doing is trying to placate everybody in the room.
You
See?
can't do
He's
that.
smart.
You got to know how to play your cards.
No, sometimes you just got to take punches to the face and
Hey.
just accept it. Like I know what's going to happen after Valentine's Day.
Hey, you got to
You
know
know-
when to
Tied
hold
up
them
tight.
and know when to fold them.
That's right.
You know what else we got? We got the light up golf balls and the light up hole, the LED hole thing, so you can.
Oh, you kind of
play
showed out
at
a little
night.
bit. Okay.
Yeah. So see,
I better not see you out there
yeah. See, so that could have been Father's
What
Day.
do you mean?
because she don't get to use it.
Because it's not my gift.
No, exactly. No, only Baby Babs can get out there. Baby Babs.
So what is Baby Babs doing with this putter?
Mr. Babs.
So as of right now, of course, Mr. Babs has like her hands. You know, he's taught her how to put her hands correctly on the putter.
Hell, I don't even know that.
She doesn't want.
Change it all the time.
She doesn't want to use the putter though.
Right, Bachelor?
Yeah, she's like no, and right now she just wants to kick all the balls in the holes. I mean,
that ain't bad.
hey, it's a start.
Yeah.
At least she's making it in the hole.
That's right.
You know?
That's absolutely right.
Maybe she's
it's
going to be the
progress.
Karate Kid, Part 8 or
Yeah.
whatever it is. Like, get William Zabka on the phone. There's another guy that lives in Nashville.
Really?
Yeah, Johnny. Sweep the leg. He lives in Nashville.
Does he?
That's right.
Yeah.
I remember
We
you
should get him
saying
on.
that.
Yeah, Nikki on Twitter at 3HL1045. Credible inside sources say that Dawn has entered the transfer portal and is committed to the Buck Rising show.
Oh, no. Heck no. No, she's going
Don't
back.
you worry, I'm gonna come back.
Okay, thank you.
We
man.
have talked about for years, like swapping hosts and day parts and stuff for like one day, just have fun with that. Do you think the 1045 The Zone family of listeners would enjoy that
I think so.
for a day?
I think they would love that.
I mean, Babs and Buck would definitely.
Oh, my goodness.
Gosh, I just named the show.
You sure did,
Damn
Babs
it.
and Buck.
Don't go
Are
anywhere.
you trying to get rid of me? What in the hell is going on today?
Hey.
This is all because I combined
This
presents.
is
in
your
there.
fault, Babs.
This is it.
It's your
This is
fault.
it. This is what's going on.
I-
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I've been summoned, and I'm known now.
Babs and
Some of
Buck.
my reps have hit me. They said Father's Day is starting February 15th this year, and it's running
When
through.
is Father's Day, June?
June 15th.
I mean, who knows?
I think that's a good date. February 15th through June 15th. See,
You find out the week
listen to them.
before. You're like, oh crap! Next week is Father's Day. Let me make sure we get on
Does
that.
everybody know when their anniversary is?
So easy to find aprons and
Don't
cards.
you do that now? Don't you do that?
This is wild.
Hey, there
What
is
is
a
going
nice
on today?
reminder in your calendar if you have trouble remembering dates. I just for friends out
You've got a
there, I'm
friend
warning you.
Yeah, you've got a friend that's had that wrong. All right, 615-737-1045. Again, Texas
Welcome
A&M
back,
coach Jimbo Fisher hired Bobby Petrino to run the offense and call plays.
I like this.
We talked about it all football season.
Yep.
That Jimbo's offense was archaic, and they signed all these players, but they need fresh blood and fresh ideas and all of those things. Somebody to run the offense, get Jimbo out of there.
They got it.
They got it. So when Babs sent this little story to us on the text strand, what did I say? They're going to be throwing hands in no time.
Somebody's going to be throwing hands this season. Oh, it's going to be.
Those are two control freak dudes right there, man.
Yes, it is. I like it.
Like, I can just see Jimbo fired up, too.
He can't give up control of things.
He ain't got no choice.
And
He
Petrino will be
doesn't
like,
have a choice.
He like
You're
that
right.
big old check.
You're
Petrino changed the code to the quarterback room like every day, so Jimbo can't get in.
Don't come in.
I thought it was 4-3-2-5.
Told you, don't get in here.
It was last week. Get your ass out of here.
Oh, my God.
It's my offense.
It's going to be fun to
Listen,
watch.
you want me to
Yes,
save
it
your
is.
job? Let me run the offense.
Yep.
Let me call the play. And listen, that guy can do it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's had some situations, but that guy can do it. I mean,
That's definitely a way to describe it.
There's some
he
situations.
fired
He's
with
had
a,
some situations.
he resigned with a Post-it note. Remember that
Yeah.
in Atlanta?
Yep.
Todd Furman joins us now. Todd, what's up? How are you?
Todd Father.
Yo, Todd.
What's going on, gentlemen and lady? How are you?
How are you?
Man, what am I going to do with this TCU line that keeps going down?
I mean, you're going to wait it out as long as possible if you like the Georgia Bulldogs, and if you like TCU, that ship may have sailed at a price north of 13. But one hell of a final that we have here. When you look at TCU, we talked a little bit about how improbable their story has been. And if you shopped around before the season and you believed in Sonny Dykes and the power of the Frog, 500 to 1 is the best price that I saw out there preseason. So little to say, those folks that had that foresight and the crystal ball spit it out will put themselves in a prime position to earn off of that particular ticket.
Obviously, there's an injury concern with the TCU running back that could affect. If he doesn't play, how much does that affect them?
It's a running back in college football, and when you look at TCU, obviously Kendry Miller's storyline has been outstanding. He's clearly been the beneficiary of a TCU passing attack that forced his team to play lighter boxes, and he's got home run potential when he gets to that second level. So tough to replace that level of productivity, mainly because the depth, easy for me to say, really gets tested in that regard. But you look at some of the other options, Amari DiMercato obviously will have to take on a much bigger role, but when you're talking about workloads this season, Kendry Miller, 220-plus carries, DeMarcado at less than half of that, and knowing he has to be the lead back, I think maybe a lot to heap on his plate in a game of this magnitude.
Todd, are you guys done with that
no, I
one
want
for
one
now?
more on the
Okay,
Georgia
go ahead.
TCU game
Go ahead.
I'm curious.
Because I'm changing gears. So.
From let's talk about the
I saw
guy
it.
that's listening that loves to bet college football and they've got one game left. Are there other options you would explore within this game in terms of like total points or quarters or halves or what are you looking at?
Or prop bets.
Yeah, I haven't dug into the player props yet because that market's not mature enough to kind of tip my hand. So that's something that I want to delve into a little bit over the weekend, figure out if there's a player or two that may be slightly undervalued. And my gut tells me that I'm going to find some of these TCU offensive playmakers being a little bit overvalued. Now, when you look at Georgia, obviously the secondary raises a ton of red flags as far as concerns. But Georgia's going to need to find a way to generate pressure. When they didn't do it against C.J. Stroud, you saw what Marvin Harrison and company were able to do. Those guys danced wide open through the secondary. But I would tell the most diehard college football fan, if they're a little bit apprehensive about the 12.5 or 63 in the two headline markets, they'll have a game on Sunday, and I think South Dakota State's a little bit short as a 4.5-point favorite in the FCS title game.
There you go. Tell me you have a problem without telling me you have a problem. So
that hurts, Don. Moving on to the next question. Slay and Brent, you could take over that segment. I don't need to listen to Don's abuse on this Wednesday afternoon.
I'm curious with Damar Hamlin, obviously, everybody still keeping him in their prayers and with an unprecedented situation. I'm curious how the books handle that, because it's not just that game that's affected. It's also like win totals and bets from beginning of the season. So how is that all going to work? Obviously, it's secondary to the health of this young man, and we all know that. But I am curious how that is going to all shake out.
No, to your point, Don, obviously you don't want to diminish what he's going through right now, and I think there was that increased level of sensitivity. Even some of the sports books that were out there in terms of how they were going to address free bets, particularly in the state of Ohio, who had to deal with this situation since they just turned the spigot on for sports betting in that state at 12:01 on January 1st, and this Bengals game was going to generate massive handle for what was out there. Typically, in these kind of spots, regardless of the medical impact, you have house rules in play. And for football games, most of the books, it's 6 to 7 days that game has to be completed by in the same venue. If there was a change of venue, it would be a refund. And in this case, we know the game won't play. So parlays, teasers, everything that you can think of does subsequently get refunded in this spot. Now, where it gets interesting, and you mentioned it, some of the season-long markets, depending on the stipulations as far as regular season win totals are concerned, some books say they must play all 17 games. And if they don't play the entire regular season, those become refunds, regardless of where these numbers settle. In the case of the Bengals, they're already over their win total, so a little bit of a bad break there. Oh. But for other books that have, who will be the number one seed in the AFC, there's nothing that says you have to play full 17 games. When we go into the NFL playoffs, the seeding will be set, division champions and such, and those should more often than not pay out accordingly, but would encourage people that have questions or concerns to make sure they're reading the house rules. Every book handles things slightly different in this context.
Well, I'm hyped and riled up looking at what the Titans got going into this with all the money on the table, because I'm a believer, Todd Father. I put all the money on the table, every dime I got, and I'm coming to Vegas, win or lose, baby, after this. So make room. Am I going to be coming as a rich man or a poor man?
You'll be staying with Todd.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do. I mean, the room rates actually just went up in my extra bedroom, knowing Slay may not have enough money to scrape together. And let me tell you, Slay, the meal package and internet, that's going to cost you a little extra. We call that resort fees out here in the desert. But to test the waters here for this Titans-Jaguars game, we can kind of set a little bit of a historical precedent here. The Titans have lost 6 straight games since starting 7-3, joining the 1994 Eagles as the only teams in the NFL to lose 6 straight games after starting 7-3. The Titans are 0-8 record-wise versus current playoff teams this season, which is amazing for a team that last year finished with an NFL record, 8 wins versus teams that finished on the plus side of the ledger. Meanwhile, the Jags come in here as the talk of the town, winners of 5 out of the last 6 after starting 3 of 7. But there are a couple of things that factor in, and we talk about the number being the great equalizer. Jacksonville has been more than a 3.5-point favorite, a grand total of 1 time this season. The only time that they were right around a 6.5, 7-point favorite, they lost outright to the Houston Texans earlier in the campaign. And we've seen the Titans really relish this kind of role in the past. The last 15 times the Titans have been an underdog of 5 points or more, they're 11-4 against the spread, and they've won more than half of those games straight up. They come in as the better rested team with the entire defense basically sitting out that game on the short week. The NFL gives the Titans a huge edge, which is a 3-day rest advantage here. The Jaguars don't have working in their favor, and we know what Derrick Henry has been able to do against this Jacksonville defense. The $100 million question for the Titans. Can they get enough productivity out of the secondary, something we didn't see the first time around when these teams played? But in a role reversal like this, and the utmost respect for Mike Vrabel getting the team ready to go, I think the Titans are extremely live here. Kicking myself for not getting the 7 that was out there before, but the only way for me to look in this game is grabbing the points with the Titans. I think we're talking about a field goal contest late, and I actually like the game over the total a little bit. I think both of these defenses leave a lot to be desired.
Like it. Like it, Todd. I feel like
you're so,
I feel like you're riding with me.
You're so like low key with your reaction.
No, because I feel like you're riding with me. Because he'll say so much stuff that you gotta go back and listen on the podcast where you get your podcast. But
did you guys get it at 7?
I got it 6.5.
6.5.
Okay.
But I think
all right, the big thing here, I want to just make sure, Slay, you bet them with the points, right? Not on the money line. Because if you bet them on the money line and went all in that way, we know what's going to happen here. It's going to be a 24-21 Jaguars victory, and you're going to be devastated as a fan, and you're going to be devastated as a sports bettor on top of that.
Todd, let me tell you something.
Oh, jeez.
Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you
something. And you and all your friends out there, little bettors, little odds makers, and everything. Y'all don't know what kind of water we drink down here in Tennessee. We built a little bit different. We come from a different thread down here. You hear what I'm saying? We got happy birthday to the king coming off rest. That's right, BB. That's right. Kyle ain't got no roof. That's right, baby. Big Joe. Kyle ain't got no roof. Come on. Man, Kevin Byard, you seen what he did last game? He didn't even have all his brothers out there. Now they're going to put a Monty Hooker back by him, and you talking about what they going to do in the secondary? Let me tell you something. That LSU young man out there, Christian Fulton, and that man right there from Auburn down the street down there by Babs and them off the plains. Yeah, little arm McCreary, boy, ain't gonna be no little arms no more. He gonna stretch them arms on out, and he gonna get another pick in this game. I'm calling it right now. Roger McCreary with a pick. He may seal the deal for the Titans. And you know what? The boy from up there on Rocket Top. Woo! You will always be home, sweet home to me. Josh Dobbs leading them. Not only will he be a Vol leader and a legend, he will now become a Tennessee Titan legend for winning one game and taking them to the playoffs. I stand on it, Todd. I stand on it, Todd, Father. You get that little room ready, and I want you to clear it out. You put some plush furniture in there. You give me my free cable. You give me my free Wi-Fi, and have me breakfast and brunch ready. I want my mimosas, bottomless mimosas when I get out there with you. You hear me? And I ain't paying for a thing. It's all on you. We winning, baby.
You know what, Slay? All I took from that is it's taken me about 2 months to get Rocky Top out of my head since the October 15th game against Alabama, and now it's going to continue to haunt my sleep over the next 72 hours until we see Josh Dobbs deliver. But hey, look, kudos to your alma mater there. They had a very nice performance against Clemson in that Orange Bowl with Joe Milton out there. Going to make that quarterback room awfully interesting during spring practice to figure out what direction the Vols are going to go for the 2023 campaign.
Yes, by the way, the Bet the Board podcast coming out tomorrow for the NFL, and you need to get that where you get your podcast.
Gotta get it.
Rate, review, subscribe, and the big bet at the end of the podcast has been hitting lately, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've been rolling in that regard. Hopefully, folks that listened well in advance of the Rose Bowl were able to grab Penn State plus the 3. They go off a 1.5-point favorite.
Yes, sir.
You never want to see an injury like we saw against Cam Rising, but it's all about getting closing line value and staying ahead of it. So we will have an in-depth breakdown, obviously, of Titans Jaguars above and beyond what we can do during this fine radio segment. And on top of that, a little special episode should drop Friday midday at some point with the full breakdown of TCU Georgia. One thing, though, to factor in there, and appreciate you guys being huge fans, we did actually have a change. So there'll be a little bit of an adjustment to the podcast. We are now part of the Amazon Wondery Music family. So for those folks that don't subscribe, Spotify, Apple, and some of the bigger platforms out there, encourage you to do so. Listener experience will be a little bit different, but we're excited to be bigger and better than what we've been in the past, and it's a credit, obviously, to the listeners across the country, and Nashville is extremely well represented when we break down some of the demographics there.
Love it. Todd Furman and Payne Insider, Bet the Board podcast. Get on it tomorrow. Is there a game that you want to hit for our listeners today that we didn't hit on in the NFL?
I did want to give out a game earlier. Problem is the numbers moved a ton. With Lamar Jackson missing practice today, it's a domino effect, and you've already seen the market respond. The Broncos have gone from a 3-point underdog to now a 2.5-point favorite because there's no emphasis for the Chargers to win that game if the Ravens lose a little bit earlier in the day. So when you're looking around in the betting market, the one note that I'll say, I'm bullish on the Lions this week, but there's no reason to run to the window and bet Detroit right now. Because if Seattle ends up beating the Rams in an earlier time slot game, just based on the situation and the way this thing will be bet, you're going to get a much better number on the Lions there. So wait that thing out. If you see the Seahawks trailing early, maybe gobble up that 4.5. But I think Detroit's going to give Green Bay all they can handle and then some, regardless of if this means win it or advance type scenario, given all the comments we've heard coming out of the Motor City leading up to the game.
Like it.
I already bet the Packers, but thanks.
That doesn't shock me in the least, Brent. But you know what? You're going to have a number. You'll have a myriad of options and ways to earn off of that ticket if Seattle wins early in the day, because that thing is going to shoot up to 6.5. I'd be stunned if it didn't.
That's what I like to hear. All right. Thank you, Todd. Good stuff, man. Appreciate you. Congrats on all that success. Please tell Payne.
Thank you very much, and enjoy the game this weekend. Hopefully the Titans are able to end the 6-game winning streak and punch their ticket to the postseason.
You already said they're a live underdog, so thank you.
What's hopefully for?
Thanks, Furman.
More 3HL next, 104.5 The Zone.
Start sweating.
All right, now's the perfect time to download FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, because right now new customers get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. You just got some winners listening to us. And what does a no-sweat first bet mean? It means it's free bets back if your first bet does not win. Sign up with promo code DAWN, DAWN. I'll tell you what I love about the app that's safe, secure. I love that it's super easy to use. You pull it up. You go click at the top on whatever sport you want to jump in and bet on, and all of your bets, of your options are lined up. They even have some same-game parlays already built for you if you want to do something fun like that. Sign up today, promo code DAWN, no sweat first bet. That's promo code DAWN, and you can make every moment more this season with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL. You do have to be 21 and older and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as non-withdrawable free bets. Expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Tennessee Redline 1-800-889-9789.
3HL 1045 The Zone.
Come on.
Todd Furman, quote, I think the Titans are a live underdog.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. I'm
I
telling you.
agree.
Yeah.
Now, he thinks the line will hit somewhere around 5.5.
What is it now? 6.5?
6.5. 6.
Some just dropped to
6.
6. Yeah, it dropped to 6. Mm-hmm.
So my guess is it'll go off at 5.5. So if you like the, I'm just looking at our text strand from last night. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I was trying to find some stuff Todd Furman sent me about the Titans. You're going to love this. Todd always poking the bear. Anyway, so if you like the Titans, jump on it now. If you like the Jags, I would wait a little bit.
I'd jump on the money line if I was y'all.
That's a little extreme.
Well, hey.
I did it.
See?
I mean, you saw what happened last week, right?
My boy, I was
jumping on it. Right on that back. I just right on Slade's back.
Babsy?
It didn't look good.
Swinging a lasso.
And I know there was no Derrick Henry, and I know there was no
Big Jeff
or Danico, and
yeah.
I get it.
Mm-hmm. That was Dallas. That was Dallas. I do think Dallas is much better than Jacksonville when they hit.
Sometimes.
I think they were really playing well.
I think you just never know with them.
All right, you ready for all these?
I agree with that.
You ready for all these Todd Furman numbers?
Come on,
Yes.
bring it.
All right, the Titans offense, 17.6 points per game this season, is 28th in the NFL. Would be the third fewest points per game by a playoff team since the year 2000.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a D.
5.7 points per game in the second half this season.
That's it.
Fewest by any team since 2010, the 49ers. They have not scored 28 points in a game this season.
Now, that's crazy.
Only 5 teams since the merger have reached the playoffs without scoring 28 or more points in a game.
Wow.
That's a testament to, well, A, how bad the division is, and B, how good their defense has been.
Yeah.
The franchise has not gone a full season without scoring 28 or more points in a game since 1972.
Oh, so you know what's going to happen
as
on
the
Saturday?
Houston Oilers.
Saturday.
They're going to score 30?
Yeah, 32.
29.
They're gonna,
32.
Hey, yeah, I don't know how, but yeah. Just popped in my head, you're right. That's all I can do.
We're just throwing out random numbers at this point.
That's all
Very,
I can give.
very uneducated
Yeah,
throwouts.
that's all I can give you right now.
So Todd sent me that just randomly this morning with like the googly eye emoji.
See, I'm like Nick Ewing on the Zone chat, man. So the Titans, he took from that, the Titans offenses do. That's how I feel. Yes.
I love this optimism.
Yes.
Meanwhile,
Listen, Babs, you can go through life one of two ways. Optimistically or pessimistically.
no, optimistically or realistically.
Sometimes realistically is optimistically.
It is.
Ah.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes pessimistically is also realistically.
Also true.
Yes.
Touche.
So you got to pick and choose your spots.
Hey, listen, we had the conversation. That is true. So you're picking this one. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So we had the conversation earlier this week about certain Titans fans, some Titans fans not wanting this team to win this game and make the playoffs because they want a better draft pick. Since we had that conversation on air, and I brought it up because I'm married to one of those Titans fans, I have had numerous people stop me out and about or at dinner and say, I feel the exact same way.
Really?
Yes. As Mr. Babs.
So
now that's not my feeling, but
no, I know.
Because I always think,
So
you never know. If you're in, you have a chance. But
that's the only way you have a chance.
What is okay? So
Well, yes.
if that's the case, I know we gotta go to break, but what is franchise changing then?
well,
Because if you don't get there, then you need to be trying to change the franchise.
well, you can't change the franchise if you've got the 22nd, 20th pick in the first round of the draft.
Well,
But that's what I'm
Derrick
saying. I
Henry
don't
is
think-
second round pick.
Yeah, I don't think 15 is.
Okay,
either.
but that is not the normal.
Very
Just
true.
saying.
Pessimistic. No, I mean optimistic.
I mean,
Sorry.
and
real.
Isaiah
And real
Wilson
at the
was
same
also
time.
a first round pick, so
Okay, so
there's risks.
So, but what is
But-
what number is franchise
Vrabel,
changing?
I think Mike Vrabel might have a little something to do with that Isaiah Wilson pick.
Brought him
I'm
in.
just saying.
You think he did?
Shame on him.
Oh my gosh. You know what? If Mike Vrabel was right here, he would also say the same. Don't you use that shame on
I
Eddie.
apologize, Vrabes.
I got you, Vrabes.
Well, my bad.
He might headlock you.
Oh, well, we're going to have to tussle.
Well, so
we got them tight end then, big fella. What you want to do?
so if you looked at the numbers, this is what you're
Tight
asking.
end.
I know.
What do you think is a franchise-changing
Top
draft
8.
pick? Top 8? Okay, well, then it doesn't matter.
That's what I'm saying.
But it doesn't, like, every draft is different.
But 10
quality-wise.
and 11 is in play.
But like
Both
what
of
I'm
them?
saying is what
10
I'm saying
or
is
11 around
there are a
that.
different number of elite players in every draft class. Like it's not always like, oh, there's 32 first round draft
True.
picks.
Absolutely
Graded.
right.
True.
Yeah.
There might be 12.
Yep.
There might be 18. I don't know. Might be 8. Might be 2.
Hey, we ain't getting them.
I mean, Marcus Mariota and Jameis Winston went 1 and 2 one year.
So if you win and you're knocked out in the first round of the playoffs, you're looking at what, 19?
Still,
20.
I'd have that
cool with
playoff game that I was at, and I would
I'm
enjoy
building
the
on it.
disappointment.
I'm building on it. I'm building on it.
Joe.
We want to know what you hear. What do you think?
615-737-1045.
Ooh, I got heartburn.
Make your home feel new and decluttered for the new year. Organization from Artisan Custom Closets is what you need. Maybe you're putting up all the holiday decorations. Maybe, you realize, God, I need overhead garage storage for all these bins, these lights, these outdoor decorations, these, blow ups that my kids made me buy. Or maybe you want to make sure that you can start the new year with your car in the garage once it starts to get cold again. Artisan Custom Closets can do all of that. Get your free consultation today. Say goodbye to clutter in 2022. Go to artisancustomclosets.com. artisancustomclosets.com. Here's the deal. Not only do they do garages, they did mine. It's beautiful. I am in love with it. They do closets, pantries, home offices from scratch, laundry rooms, mud rooms, and much more. And if you tell them Dawn sent you, they'll give you 10% off for the new year. 615-800-2199, artisancustomclosets.com.
Good evening from the Superbook.com sports desk. I'm Joe Hunk. The second injury report of the week is out. Remember, that means that tomorrow is going to be the final one. We'll know who is active and inactive for the game on Saturday. For the Titans today, 2 players did not practice, Devontae Harris and Terrell Basham. Now, these players were limited today. Dylan Cole, Christian Fulton, Amani Hooker, MPF, Big Jeff, as well as Traylon Burks. But Danico Autry, the King, as well as Josh Thompson were all 4 participants on the field today over at St. Thomas. Now, the Jaguars, on the other hand, they're pretty healthy. In fact, Trevor Lawrence had limited practice today just because of a little toe injury. It's not really a big deal. And Travon Walker was limited today with an ankle injury. And tonight, coming up, the Memphis Grizzlies are on the road taking on the Charlotte Hornets. Tip-off is at 6 p.m. For all your foundation repair waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you on a Wednesday evening in the Music City. Hope you had a great day. Gonna have a great night. The weekend is almost here.
Right around the corner.
I can see it.
I can smell it.
I can feel it.
Yes.
What does it smell like, Babsy?
Gloriousness.
She is Don Davenport.
Hi.
She is glorious. She really doesn't.
Hey, I got some crap for wearing some Jags green today.
Oh, you are, yeah. And you've got a vest on. It's 120 degrees in our studio.
Oh my gosh, I forgot it was gonna be hot.
That's bunk.
Yeah, it is. Exactly, BB. Thank you.
Please.
Yeah, I mean, it's more green than teal, you know? Like,
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
And they're
I
having
said
a
maybe
teal
it's
out.
more bluish.
But what also is happening, I've noticed recently, is you are wearing a lot of green these days. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, yeah. I wore green yesterday. Well, that was more blue too.
Well,
Dawn's getting ready for the Masters because the commercials have already started coming back on TV.
They have
Yes,
started
they
coming back.
have.
You know,
Tiger going to play? Brett Bachelor?
That's the plan. We'll see if it actually happens, but that's the plan.
well, that's a plan for me to play too, but
I would love to see Ron Slay at the Master.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
Best believe I'm in the building.
You better be ready.
I'm in the building. Calling on the roof. Time for the show.
Thursday, we broadcast live at Buffalo Wild Wings in Cool Springs, 4:45. The Ron Slay Miller Lite Wash Away Toast will happen.
Yeah.
If you're there, you get a free Miller Lite. You'll be able to toast with us.
Put your name in the box.
This could be the last B-Dub show for us this season.
Yeah, and I doubt it.
Oh.
Unless the Titans win
I think we got one more
on
in
Saturday
us.
night.
One more in us, baby.
I love those shows.
Those are fun.
So many fine people come out.
Yes, they do.
I just like to see people that listen in person or that tweet us, and you can put names with faces.
Yeah,
and
yep.
You love to see people listen in person, or you love to see people that listen, comma, in person?
Yes, comma, in
Okay.
person.
And in person.
Both.
Yeah.
I just love people that listen.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
We love you guys.
Yeah, please don't stop.
And,
We heart you.
Evidently, there are a lot of y'all, so we appreciate that.
We appreciate you.
Todd Furman on the show today. I think the Titans are a live underdog.
Roll with it, baby.
Roll with it,
Roll
baby.
with it, baby.
I love it. So, yeah, that's out there. Derrick Henry in Jacksonville, the last 2 games, 173 yards per game, 6.3 yards per carry.
On his, it might as well be his birthday Saturday too. Big Savage birthday Saturday.
Is his actual birthday today?
Yep. But I mean, can't do nothing today, so you might as well celebrate on Big Savage's birthday.
You think Derrick Henry's going to
That like
celebrate Big Savage's birthday?
Yeah,
Who
for
was
the offensive
Ramon
line.
Foster, by the way.
offensive line. Offensive
Shout
line
out.
should
Yeah.
be celebrating.
Hey, real quick, other NFL playoff note that we were talking about before the show. Can Dallas catch Philly? We were talking about this last week. Dallas needed to win twice, Philly
Yep.
lose twice. Dallas won and Philly lost, so it needs to happen again. So the Cowboys play the Commanders this weekend. Washington will start rookie quarterback Sam Howell against the Cowboys.
Carolina.
Giants at Eagles. Giants in the playoffs. At Eagles Sunday at 3:25. So that's the little deal there.
I was not impressed by Sam Howell.
When he was in college?
Last year in college.
Yeah, he's had no pass attempts in the NFL. Yeah. Here are the Cowboys.
Micah Parsons.
Here goes Micah Parsons. Don't worry about that. Where everything is sped up 100
Dude,
degrees.
the Commanders are just an absolute Shiano show.
Every bit of it, Babsy. Every bit of it. I just don't. You throw that young fella out there. That's real. Let him get some work.
615-737-1045. Again, the parlay that I took advantage of today. UConn money line, Florida money line, Michigan money line, $50 will get you $340.69.
Are you saying that to say, like, you want to know the parlay? Or you don't want to know it yet?
That was my parlay.
Oh, okay.
That was a self-created parlay.
Off the parlay.
Off the parlay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like if the parlay was a yacht, I took like the second boat that's on the back.
Yeah.
And I sped off.
That's right. Because mine's a 5-team parlay.
Yeah, what else you got?
Auburn, spread.
To cover.
Michigan,
Georgia.
Money line. Florida, money line. You like that War Eagle?
I do.
War damn Eagle. Missouri, cover the spread, 7.5. They're getting 7.5. And Connecticut money line.
Arkansas, yeah.
UConn, number 2 team in the nation. Ain't that something? They just kind of snuck in there, didn't they?
Yeah, Purdue was number 1, but they just lost to Rutgers.
Yeah, hey, man, shout out to my guy, Brandon Knight, friend of the show,
that's
baby.
Right.
Yeah, man, over there, assistant coach at Rutgers, man.
Rutgers beat Indiana, too.
Yeah. Rutgers, listen, man. Rutgers pretty good, man.
What's a Rutgers, though?
I guess, I don't know. A ruckus. They're calling a ruckus. Causing a ruckus.
Who's the head coach there?
That is even a better question. I just know my guys there.
Steve
Forbes?
Picule.
I wonder what he's been there the whole
6
time.
years.
Yeah, he's been there the whole time. That's crazy.
I have the answer for you as far as what is Rutgers named after.
Hey, Huck always knows these kind of answers.
I love you finding them out.
I do too. Go Rutgers.
Scarlet Knights.
Go Rutgers.
Well, we know they're the Scarlet Knights.
Yeah,
but what's
Colonel Henry Rutger.
There you go.
Who was an American Revolutionary hero.
And now you know.
What did he do?
Well, he's an American Revolutionary hero.
Well, but what defined that?
He was a hero that did heroic stuff during those times that became heroic.
Is that what it's?
Yeah, that's that verbatim. Yeah,
Like
verbatim.
I'm a hero then.
Colonel heroism.
He also had many affairs in the church. Many affairs with the church. Sorry.
Now, what hero is
there's
this?
There's a big difference.
He's
leaving a word out there.
Should have proofread that before I read it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Many affairs in the church.
I mean,
many of them.
Who would have thought that we'd be talking about Rutgers today?
Basketball.
Exactly. Hey, there it is.
All right.
Get
John,
your parlay in there, y'all. Get some money.
John in the borough, 615-737-1045. What up, John? How are you, man?
What's up, guys? So yesterday when you guys were talking about DeMar Hamlin, I got to thinking, so I used to be an EMT, and I was an EMT in Memphis and Nashville just before, honestly, I got better jobs because EMTs make $12 an hour.
Wow.
Anyway, when I was an EMT in Memphis, we had a contract with Tipton Rosemark, which is a private school in Millington. And I've seen what happened to DeMar one time. It happened to a high school kid. If I recall correctly, he played corner. And it's honestly, it's exactly what happened last time. It is a freak accident where basically he got hit with enough force in between heartbeats that stops your heart. Thankfully, that young man was like, we did CPR. The paramedic that I had with me was a rock star and kept me calm because that was my first code and it freaked me out. But the young man was fine. Obviously, he never got to play football anymore. So doing CPR for 9 minutes, it sounds bad, and I'm not here to dispute that. That's not necessarily out of the realm of normal. And using the AEDs only shock 2 different rhythms. They won't. It's not like Hollywood where they say clear and somebody who's flatlining, their heart starts back. AEDs don't do that. They only shock VFib and VTAC. Basically, the lower chambers of the heart are messed up.
So you have to continue CPR then.
Correct. You have to continue CPR until the AED will tell you everything. This is why I tell everybody, get CPR training, get AED training. Everyone should have this training. It's very, very simple. They only do chest compressions now, so they don't do rescue breaths or anything like that. It's chest compressions as hard and as fast as you can get them. If you're not cracking a rib, you're not doing it hard enough.
Yeah.
I just wanted to. People kept saying, "Big shout out to the EMTs and the paramedics." And what I'm hopeful for is that this changes a conversation regarding first responders and EMS. In EMS, we're told in school that police are the finest, firefighters are the bravest, and EMS is the forgotten. We're the guys that nobody does anything for us, and we're fine with that. We know that going into it. We sign up for it, right? But I'm hopeful that something like this on a national scale will change that conversation, and the guys that still hop in the units to this day will get a lot more than what they're already getting.
Well done, John.
Appreciate that, man.
Appreciate it.
You said that just a minute ago, and I was wondering why you said that, but now to hear him say that, I totally understand. All
First
the forgotten
responders,
ones.
man.
Mm-hmm.
The guys running toward things that everybody's running away from.
Yep. That's tough.
615-737-1045. More 3HL when we come back. This is 1045 The Zone. Going to check in with Joe Cowart from 1010XL in Jacksonville. When we come back, get a little Jags report, talk about the Titans and Jags. GuptonMotors.com is the website. Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. 3450 Tom Austin Highway in beautiful Springfield, Tennessee. Was just up there the other day. Visited with Daniel Gupton, the guys up there. We were in the service department, which is phenomenal, the job that they do. And we dropped off a truck, had the check engine light on. A couple hours later, they called us back, went back up there and got it. And everything was great. And these guys are there for you, whether it's in service or in sales, helping you find that next new vehicle. Maybe you're looking for a new car, truck, SUV, or Jeep. Maybe you're looking for a pre-owned car, truck, SUV, or Jeep. Either way, these guys have you covered. Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, 3450 Tom Austin Highway, about 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. GuptonMotors.com is the website. Go ask your questions, take your test drive, go inside. They'll help make the numbers work, and it'll be that easy. These guys are there for you. There will be no pressure on you at all placed on you by them. They want you in the vehicle that's right for you. That's the only thing, which is what you want. So we're in agreement there. Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Again, 3450 Tom Austin Highway in Springfield, Tennessee, 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. Babsy went against the grain and got us Christmas presents. Same old Babsy.
It wasn't anything big.
This is really cool, though. I just opened one of them.
I know. I thought about you guys when I saw them. Actually, Mr. Babs showed them to me, and I was like, "Oh, that is Brent and Slay."
So it's a glass to drink. I don't know, bourbon or whatever. But it's got like a section cut out where you can like stick your finger.
I said I did.
That's
the same
what
thing.
Slay did. Y'all are some fools.
Can y'all please stop doing that on Zone TV?
That is actually for your cigars, fools.
Don't do
Your cigars.
Yeah, it's for your cigar. You put the cigar like on the side of the glass.
That's
it
right.
just sticks there.
Yep.
So you could actually
Technically, you could actually smoke
Smoke
your
it and
cigar
then
while
drink it.
holding your
That's right.
glass. Yes.
Smoke them and drink them if you got them.
Hey.
Both of them.
There you go.
So I told Babs, like, these are wrapped gifts. And I'm like, hey, my grandmother used to say, hey, boy, give me that bow. She would save the bows. And Babs goes, I do too. I'm like, well, crap, you want the bows? She goes, I don't want your bows.
Give me a bow.
I'm like, what's wrong with my bows?
Don't like your bows.
My bows were your bows just a few minutes ago.
Your bows are already secondhand anyway.
Yeah.
Bows and bows. Elbows and bows.
I don't doubt that. But if Joe Cowart, our guy for 1010XL in Jacksonville, were here, he would get secondhand bows too. Joe, what's up?
I'm into secondhand. I don't mind free treads.
Just give me the gift, right, Joe?
Exactly. I don't care if it has my name, their name, somebody's name. It's in my hands. You know what I mean?
There you go. That's our guy right there.
So the Jags have won 4 in a row and are 6-2 after the 2-6 start. Did you see this turnaround coming this quickly?
Heck no. And I'm just being honest. When they went 0 for October, I thought to myself, okay, is this the right guy? What are we doing here? And is Trevor turning the corner? I mean, there were just so many things that you obviously could point to at that point. And then they started to turn it around. And you guys watched, the Ravens win, which was a come from behind 17-point victory here in Jacksonville before they went up to Detroit. Gave a lot of hope to the city. But then they go up to Detroit and they just get mowed by Motown.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're heading into your guys' backyard. And I'm thinking, this doesn't look good. But then, we tried to kind of look at the scenario and said, is this a beatable team up there in Tennessee? And we played out the scenario. If Tennessee loses to the Eagles, they come back. Maybe this is a time that you could end the streak up there. Well, that's when I really started to believe. When they ended a losing streak up in Nashville from 2013 until this year, that's when I said, okay, Doug Peterson's plan is starting to come together.
Mm.
Well, and it's been Trevor Lawrence also leading the way, 14 touchdowns, 2 interceptions in the last 8. I mean, he's just been phenomenal, Joe.
Yeah, he has, Brent. And if you think about it, I look at all these numbers. It's a pinch yourself type of moment because this was, quote, the generational guy that was coming in last year. Everyone wanted to see great things from him. Everyone, look, I fell into the urban revival trap just like anybody else, and I thought the combination of those two was going to bring great things to Duval. We all know it was miserable, and then you get to this year, and like I said, kind of a wobble here, wobble there, and you're not quite sure. Well, Trevor said, coming out of that London loss, he felt like it was embarrassing. And that he said, I got to course correct. I've got to quit costing my team football games. I got to quit turning the ball over. And then on top of that, going back to the Detroit loss, he basically said his team laid down, including himself. Now, when he said that, all of you know this. When he said that, he put himself in that pile. He didn't go Zach Wilson on him. He said, we all stunk. And he said, we got to be better. And I really feel like those two moments for Trevor and for the team, coming out of London, coming out of Detroit, that's when they really started to say, you know what, we need to bust a little behind here, and we need to quit being losers, which is what they were, and now they're not.
Joe Cowart with us, 1010XL in Jacksonville.
Which is what they were.
Yeah, that's what they were. What about the resurgence of that tight end spot for you guys? Like, you got some young guys out there outside of Marvin Jones. You got guys out there catching the rock. But Ingram, like, what are you getting from him this year?
Isn't it something? It's really cool.
Yeah.
Now, here's a guy who was second guess coming out of New York,
Mm-hmm.
lost favor among Giants fans. They basically said he drops more than he catches. He comes here. We were excited about the idea of Doug Peterson pairing up with an experienced tight end. But, my joke through the offseason and really for a while now is that they just basically added on a tight end room to this building. They need to build a new stadium, but the renovation began with adding a tight end room because they just didn't have anybody ever for a long time making plays from that position. So they finally got Evan Ingram rolling. It was maybe a quiet September, maybe into October for him. But over the last 5 or 6 games, man, he has just been unhinged, a guy that they can count on. He and Trevor have a great deal of chemistry. You mentioned Marvin Jones and Christian Kirk and Zay Jones, and you can go on and on. Now, Trevor has 3, 4, 5 options to get the ball to. That includes Travis Etienne, all those guys that he can get the ball to. And that's when the playbook all of a sudden becomes very, very powerful for Doug Peterson, because he can call any of these guys' numbers and he's not afraid of it.
So, looking at the Titans, obviously, Mike Vrabel announced early that Josh Dobbs is going to get the start. I'm just curious what the talk about Dobbs is there in Jacksonville.
It's funny, Dawn, because we're sitting there, we're trying to figure it out, okay? Malik Willis, he gets pulled last week. They put Josh Dobbs in there. We're trying to say, okay, what is that message? Well, you all saw it. Malik didn't play particularly well a couple of games ago, and Mike Vrabel's just gripping right now, trying to pull any rabbit out of the hat. He's like, okay, this dude just walks in from Detroit. He's been here, 5 days before Christmas. Let's hand him a present and see what he does. And he wasn't bad this past week. I do a podcast with Dave Campo, former Cowboys coach, and coach basically said that he gives the defensive players hope. He gets them to play a little harder because he's not going to make that mistake that takes, kind of puts doubt in the other players' minds.
That's a great
point.
point.
I think that's basically what they're coming in with. Vrabel said it to all of you earlier this week that he still might have a package for Malik Willis. That makes the defensive coaches here work a little bit more to make sure that, they got him, at least part of the game plan that they got to prepare for. But I don't think anybody's scared. They're just still a little nervous about Tennessee coming in and doing to Jacksonville what they've done far too often.
What they usually do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, I've got some close friends that are Jags fans that are from the from the Jacksonville area. And they're concerned about this game, saying that it would be such a Jag thing to do to go 6-2 in the last 8. Trevor Lawrence proved that he's one of the guys in the NFL, and then lose to a 7-point underdog who has lost 6 games in a row, who are the Titans. That would be a Jag thing to do. Is there that concern with your listeners?
Oh, heck yeah. I mean, I got so many fans that are like, I just don't feel good going into this game. Yeah, I'm pumped up. Yeah, it's a possible playoff spot, but it's them. It's the Tennessee Titans. And so I totally get it. But, I basically looked at that 9-game losing streak to Houston. I called them Dracula. That's Duval's Dracula. You got to put a stake in that heart.
That's pretty amazing right there. Like, out of all the numbers
is.
in sports, 9 in a row to the Texans is pretty phenomenal.
It's a stinking team. And if you look at the entire division, this division's been around since 2002. So we're talking 2 decades, and this will only be the second title for Duval if they get it done. That's it. It's Tennessee. Obviously, Indy has won more than anybody else. Houston had their run. And so exercising these demons, and I think that's what Doug Peterson has done a really good job of, going out to the West Coast and beating them, beating Tennessee up in Nashville, now maybe ending, or getting back to the postseason. This has been a really awesome run. But at the same time, I remind everybody here at Duval, this is still a barely to 500 football team. It was a combination of this team winning and that team up there in your town losing. Honestly, and you guys have been wrecked with injuries and half of the rosters on IR, all that kind of stuff. It's kind of been both of those things working to get this team back relevance.
That's funny how quick it can shift in the NFL. In a matter of 4 weeks, you go from walking into Tennessee and feeling good about getting the win against the Titans, and then flipping it, even though you've been winning, and now Tennessee reverse it, and they're walking into Jacksonville, and everybody's feeling like, man, Tennessee can get this. Even the Jaguars fans are feeling like, oh, wait a minute, let's be on alert now. Have your antennas up on this one. That's weird, man.
Yeah, and look, that team, including Derrick Henry, we all know that, has ragdolled this team a bunch. and they just and heck, we have Leon Searcy on our show, and Searcy just goes back to those kind of nightmarish moments where all of McNair and Eddie George and Wycheck and on and on and on, they walked in and they took something that Jacksonville thought was theirs. That was all the way back in 1999. That was in 2000 for the AFC Championship game. So getting back to this point and getting back, there's only been one home playoff game in this city in the 21st century.
Wow.
And so now you got a chance if they win this one to get to another one. That's how rough it's been here in North Florida. That's for sure.
Your young guys on defense, they seem to be really gelling, regardless of what the numbers say as far as passing and all of that. The guys, that front seven, man, really getting after it. What do you think is what made them come along and start to gel and start to click for these young fellas?
I like what Mike Caldwell has done, and he's simplified a lot of things and said, just basically there's either inexperience because you got rookies or you got free agents that they signed, and everyone hasn't really worked together. Well, middle of the season, they're kind of getting roughed up. They're getting scored on. I think he just not dumbed it. That's the wrong way to put it. He made it simple, the old keep it simple, stupid, and that is your job. That's your responsibility. Go do it. He took Devin Lloyd off the field, put Chad Muma in there, let Foye Oluokun just basically make all the calls. And you are seeing guys that are running free, a little more free now. And Josh Allen has had a couple of good games that he hadn't had, for the middle stretch of the season. And so it's confidence. I think that. It's confidence that once you get it rolling, that you start to believe that, hey, the results are there. And that's how they're playing right now. I think both Rayshawn Jenkins and Foye Oluokun, two of the top 5 tacklers in the league, with 18 tackles each in a game. That's just crazy. So they're starting to believe a little bit more, which if they can hold up their end of the bargain, Trevor and company's proven they could score.
So nobody's 100% at this point. Where are we with Trevor Lawrence in that ankle?
Well, it's the toe more than
the toe.
else.
Yeah, sorry.
And he goes through maybe Wednesday without practicing. Thursday he probably does a little walkthrough. Obviously the schedule's a little different this week, but it's just a little pad under the toe. So we're now probably on the 3rd week of him not practicing midweek, and he still is good to go. Yeah. And he's been able to take off. He's been able to accelerate. He's been able to make plays. So I think they're just basically nursing it and making sure that they don't put him in a stressful position when they don't have to, and make sure that he's just going, great guns on Sunday. And he has done so much in terms of becoming a more willing runner, making much more, he's making better decisions, faster decisions, more accurate with the football. And so that toe probably doesn't even bother him. It bothers everybody else when they see it on the injury report, but I don't think it's bothering him as much.
How fired up is that organization that they got flexed to Saturday night and now have this short week?
Oh, I know you are. Here's the deal. So my daughter, who lives up there, as Brent knows,
yep.
And I got the son-in-law up there, and I have power rankings for my son-in-laws, and he is a Titans fan, and she is a Jaguar fan, just holding it up as much as she can. So I moved him way up in the power rankings because the Titans took an L this past week to basically put the division on the line. And so it's fun that this team and versus that team can be playing for something again. And I know that this team has been on the wrong side of it for far too long. But it does feel good to be relevant in December. We used to talk about, just compete for 3 quarters until they cut the beer sales off. And now they're competing well past 3 quarters of the season, and they're making it, they're making it meaningful in January, which hasn't happened in a long time.
Yeah, don't go to Baltimore. They cut it off at halftime, we found out in the playoff game. And I asked the cop about it. The cop was like, you don't want these people drinking after halftime.
They're not wrong.
I love the son-in-law power rankings. Is this something that you keep on a board in your man cave?
Yeah, I got 2 son-in-laws. One of them is a Tennessee Volunteer fan.
Oh,
hey. The other one is a Tennessee Titans fan. I mean, I don't know where they got this, but they both have Tennessee ties, and they tried to marry my daughters. And so I'm like, okay, I'm keeping watch on you two at all times. And the only reason I moved young Joey up is because of the L for the Titans. I said, you know what? You need a little pick-me-up. I'm moving you up in the power rank.
So Cowart to next L in Jacksonville.
Joe, let me ask you this, man. With it buzzing the way it is around there and the excitement there, We see it a lot of times around here. Old former Titans come back and, around the franchise and things of that nature. Are you starting to see that more down there now with it buzzing and being right there on the verge of getting back into the playoffs?
Yeah, I think so, because the tough thing was to go out and have to defend your team if you were a former player.
Yeah.
And now you get to go out and kind of talk about your team and enjoy it with the fans. And I think that's probably as much as anything. I mentioned Leon Searcy, and we had Aaron Beasley on earlier this week, and he'll be back on. Jimmy Smith's going to come back into town for this weekend. We got Baselli and Log and all those guys that are on a regular basis. And heck, if you have to basically make excuses for a team, then you probably get a little tired of it. But now you get to say, hey, yeah, that's Teal. That's us.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a fun time for them. And we've got, like Big Hen, a former Tennessee Volunteer. He still lives here in Jacksonville, and John Henderson. And so those guys like being here amongst the people now for sure.
He's on our show tomorrow.
Yeah, we have him
That's one of Slay's guys.
Listen, he randomly calls Slay and just starts screaming Duval into the phone.
He's just so awesome. He is.
I love it, man. I love it. That's great for him, too.
At 1010XL, Joe C. from 1010XL in Jacksonville. Good to talk with you, Joe. Good to hear your voice, man.
Well, listen, be well, all of you. I miss you. Hopefully we'll be able to get up there. Trip to Nashville to see my baby is always fun. So hopefully we can do that soon. And I'm coming with the dub. I'm not coming back with an L, okay?
All right.
This is the first time you've ever been on this show able to say this. Do you know that?
It is true.
Since I've been on this show, this is the first time that it wasn't like all doom and gloom.
Yeah, that he's had a little confidence for his hometown team.
Yeah. Oh, crazy.
Yeah.
I love it.
I get on and say, how y'all doing?
Yep.
All right, Joe.
stuff.
Thank you, man.
All right. Y'all be well. I'll talk to you soon.
Right, bro.
There's Joey C. Joe Cowart from 1010XL. I've got some more Jags and Titans notes for you when we come back. 615-737-1045. You want in, Jared and Smyrna will lead us off 3HL 1045 The Zone.
All right, so you guys have heard us talk about Spring Hill Heating and Cooling. Well, we got to hang out with Kevin and Christy and their family, who runs and makes everything go for Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, last night. And I got to tell you this, because it's important to me when I'm looking at a business. They are family-owned, family-run, from here, been around for over a decade, and they are awesome people.
Right, and that's the thing, Babsy. When you're able to get in touch with someone at springhillac.com, you're not just talking to an answering service or teams like that. They're getting back to you personally to give you that feel, and not only just give you that feel and try to sell you something, but try to make sure you're taken care of, man. And who doesn't know that when you got the heating and cooling problems?
Well, and that's the whole thing with their family business, too. They're not going anywhere. So they want to make sure their customers are happy. If you ever have any issues, they are back right away to fix it. And they were talking now about new regulations that are coming soon that could increase the price of replacing your older HVAC system by over 20%. So you need to act now with Spring Hill Heating and Cooling.
Yeah, most definitely. Act now. The Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, always backed by their 10-year parts and labor warranty on York products. Spring Hill Heating and Cooling is also a York certified comfort expert company. All that right there is to say you're going to be taken care of, and it's pretty much a guarantee.
It's a guarantee, and they are awesome. SpringHillAC.com. Call them.
3HL 1045 The Zone. Britt Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. Appreciate you listening. Appreciate you telling all your friends and coworkers and family members about 3HL.
Keep
Spread this movement. We are going to have as much fun as possible.
Every time.
Most times.
No, every time. Heavy moments, we make them light for you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Light moments, we ain't going to try to make them heavy.
Yeah. I think we did a lot of both yesterday.
Yep.
As we continue to offer prayers for Bill's safety, Damar Hamlin, who oxygen levels are up, still in ICU, still in critical condition. But things looking a little better, more positive today.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
You just keep missing, too.
NFL VP of Operations Troy Vincent spoke today as well, and kind of talked about everything surrounding that, and first and foremost, they are chatting with Sean McDermott to determine what is okay or best for the team when it comes to scheduling and all of that game. They are basically said, we are on Sean McDermott's and this Bills team what they want to do.
I like that.
Kind of thing, which is good. Also pointed out, I don't know if you saw it, that, a lot of people had the issue of, the 5-minute warm-up, and the NFL said that absolutely was not what they passed down. That was not the call, they were in the midst of communication and somehow that got communicated. But there was no way that they were looking. What they wanted to do was get all the teams back in the locker room, is what the NFL said. So they're walking that back and kind of putting those rumors to rest. And then, today, obviously, a lot of people asking about the future when you're shaping the remainder of their schedule, but also the remainder of the schedule in general. And, obviously with the Bills against New England coming up, he said, we're basically checking with the team on that one. But there's possibilities either they could push. There's 2 weeks before the Super Bowl. There's the bye week, and then,
open week, yeah.
Right, the open week. So they could push the schedule into that bye week before the Super Bowl. And they are, deciding if they're even going to play that Bills-Bengals game. They're talking about not finishing and not playing it.
We mentioned a little positive uptick. Dorian Glenn, Damar Hamlin's uncle, met with ESPN today, and he said he can't wait for Damar to see how much support he's got.
It's tremendous to see all the love and support that my nephew has out here. And like I had told the guy earlier, a lot of people don't get a chance to see how loved they are while they're alive. So for him to have a situation where he could have been taken away and he has a chance to come back and see all that love that he got is truly an amazing thing. And I can't wait for him to see all the love and support that people have had for him, not just around the area, but around the country and the world. It's been amazing.
One thing, and I really try to do this, and people that know me know this, and I know a lot of y'all do it. I know both y'all do it. But in terms of that, make sure that it doesn't take a tragedy for the people that you love to know that you love them. Ever so often.
Absolutely.
Tell them.
Absolutely.
We do it on the air to each other just randomly, so it's not hard. And it goes a long way. Zach Taylor talking about, from a coaching perspective, how the decision was made to postpone that game.
The officials, again, did a great job of coming over to me and saying, hey, they're still trying to process this moment here, Coach McDermott and their team. And so instead of playing telephone on separate sidelines, the decision was made just to go over there and make sure we're all talking together. And I won't disclose any of the private conversations Sean and I had except for this. When I got over there, the first thing he said was, I need to be at the hospital tomorrow, and I shouldn't be coaching this game. And so that, to me, provides all the clarity, because there was no unprecedented is the word that gets thrown out a lot about this situation, because that's what it is. But in that moment, he really showed who he was, that all his focus was just on Damar and being there for him, being there for his family at the hospital.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Let's hit Jared in Smyrna. We've got a couple minutes left, and Jared's been holding. Appreciate that. Jared, what's up, man? How are you?
Hey, what's up, 3HA people?
What up? What up, Jared?
Happy New Year! Happy New Year! I just wanted to say a couple things that is sad, and it's always good to tell your family that you love them no matter what. But with the Titans, I feel like I've said it all year. I don't know if I said it on this show or not, but to all my friends and stuff, I think I didn't care how well we do as long as we made it to the playoffs. And then show me then, especially with Ryan Tannehill being the QB, but he's not anymore. But I think it'll be interesting. And also, I heard you guys talking yesterday about the injury situation. I get 2 years in a row with all these injuries, but 3 years in a row, now you're making it a habit. And it's not a good habit. And something's got to change if it happens 3 years in a row. So that was all I got, guys. Love y'all. Y'all stay strong, and I'll hang up and listen.
I appreciate that.
Great stuff,
Thanks, Jared. Yeah. It's 2 years.
Yeah. That's what he said. Yeah, he was like, it's no way it can happen 3 years in a row.
Oh, he's saying, yeah.
Yeah, if it's 3 years
You
in a row,
better fix
something wrong.
something.
Yeah, this.
I think
I'm totally agreeing.
I'm already looking at figure something out.
Yeah.
Titans have lost 6 in a row after the 7-3 start. Jags have won 4 straight, 6-2 after their 2-6 start. Quarterback Trevor Lawrence, 14 touchdowns, 2 interceptions in the last 8. Tennessee has won 4 out of its last 5 in Jacksonville, and Jacksonville has not won 5 games in a row. They're trying to do it. They haven't done it since 2005.
Oh, my gosh.
We'll talk more about this matchup tomorrow. Buffalo Wild Wings in Cool Springs. We will be there. We would love to see you there. Again, our appreciation to 3HL title sponsor, Spring Hill Heating and Cooling. Love them as a business partner family. Very proud and blessed to have them part of the program. SpringHillAC.com. Later.
See ya.